The world here for your pleasure.
Good
They're
afternoon.
from all over
Welcome
the world.
To Colorado.
We've got Japan,
IFSC Boulder World Cup
we've got Slovenia, we've got the USA.
Sitting at just over 8,000 feet or 2,500 metres, Vail was first established in 1962 to serve as a base village for what has since become Colorado's largest ski resort. There are over 5,000 inhabitants in Vail, and they're generally a sporty bunch, with kayaking, biking, hiking, skiing and of course climbing, both on rock and ice, all popular with the locals, and many of the residents of Colorado's capital Denver, which lies 100 miles to the east and provides many weekend visitors to sustain the village's economy. This is the IFSC's 11th time in Vail, and our welcome has been as warm as ever.
Yeah, there we go. That's
and before we get underway with this afternoon's final, here's what some of the finalists thought when
from
we chatted to them
Japan,
earlier.
I injured my wrist in China, and just before this American Vail, I injured my fingers. So there were a few things that was on my mind, but I wanted to do the best in this competition, so I was quite relaxed and my condition was good, so it was good.
The boulders were really cool and I enjoyed each of them. I was really happy that I did also third one because yesterday it was a tough round for me. So yes, I was released. Yes, I'm just relaxed and I hope I would climb like the semis and we'll see what will bring the finals.
I'm greatly happy that I passed because each mistake cost to the final, so I'm really happy for this. I have concentrated to focus on my climbing style a lot in the last month, but results didn't come out, so I was quite frustrated. But I'm really happy for this time that the result finally came, and I want to do the best for the finals.
I'm delighted to say that Team USA climber Kyra Conley joins me for the second year running in Vail. Great to have you back.
Yeah, I'm
and in first place, coming into today, last year's overall winner from Great Britain, Shauna Coxey.
I think they look really exciting. I think we're in for a good show. The volumes are huge, the wall looks amazing.
And for the men,
yeah,
we
really
got
interesting
Ogata
profile as well. There's a slab for both men and women, but a lot of the wall is very steep, and a
there you guys go, give it up.
Volumes,
this
particularly
is
on
the
women's
best
sport.
in international competition bouldering you can see in the world. They're right here for you guys to perform tonight.
You guys will see that soon. But
and you were saying when we were looking at them that you think this is going to be
now
quite
the
a high top
competitors are going to
final.
start their
You were
round
saying
preview.
perhaps you maybe need 4 tops and then the women's and 3 for the men. Was your prediction?
my prediction is it's going to be
Judges,
4
hang
tops
out with
for the women and maybe 3 tops for the men. But you know, these guys are so strong.
All right, now it's just you and I. So here's what's happening. These boulders are tough. There's a couple different styles in climbing. One of them we call on-site style. It's sort of what it's been thus far. Climbers just don't know what's happening. We try and keep it a secret. They come out, no beta known, no nothing known. What can they do with it, right? But for finals, we want to give you guys a better show. We want it to be harder than that. We want it to be extra, extra hard. So we set them harder. But we like to be fair, so we let the competitors check them all out first. This is what's so special about climbing in general, whether it be competitive climbing, climbing anywhere around the world, is everybody works together. It's a camaraderie, right? We have all competitors. That means they're competing against each other, but they're all out here talking with each other. Lots of English is a common language. Working out beta, saying, what do you think of that? Well, do you think it's this beta? You think it's that beta? This allows us to fairly set harder climbs to give you guys a better show, better experience. So that's what all the gals are doing. They're working through what's called beta. So I'm not sure how familiar everybody is in the crowd with climbing, but I got a little time to give you some climbing history. We call it beta. It's how you do a climb. What does that mean? Why is it called beta? It's actually from the origins of climbing when people were hanging out in Smith Rocks filming each other with the Betamax cameras. They'd be like, dude, can I get some beta? And they would literally hand them a tape. Betamax. Climbing history right there. So that's what both the men and women are doing. We're giving them 2 minutes per boulder. Our judges are walking around confirming that that's exactly what they're getting. working out. You can see Team Japan, total domination up here.
It doesn't look great.
Got a little bit more diverse field for the ladies. But this is a great opportunity. This show is going to get it's going to get wild. You're going to get tired. I'm sure you guys aren't used to this altitude. It's been blistering heat all day. I've been lucky enough to hang out under the shade. You guys maybe not so much. Make sure you get hydrated. We don't want anybody dropping. It happens every year. We don't want that. You guys an awesome opportunity to give another big thank you to LL Bean, the official and exclusive apparel partner for the GoPro Mountain Games. They're giving away inflatable stand-up paddle boards over at their LL Bean booth at the International Bridge. Coors Light, the silver bullet over there, they're another huge sponsor of ours. They say Coors Light, whatever your mountain climb on, sort of applicable. I hope you guys can see why.
Shuffle foot move, right?
We got Go RVs. They're over there in the Bender Village. Sweet RVs. Tudor Watch, the official timepiece of the 2017 GoPro Mountain Games. The first placers, the podium. On the podium, the first placers, guys and gals, are going to get one of those Tudor watches. They're going to show them off. Big up to the town of Vail for letting us throw this event every single year and always make it bigger and badder. They got tons of parking. They got all the facilities. They're dialed. They got it make it. They got it made it happen for us. Trigger point, roll out, recover with trigger point. They're back over there. They're doing tutorials on how to do such. Yeti, they make those super well-built coolers built for the wild. They're out here.
There's an opposition with the bicycle.
Another big local sponsor here, Everbank.
You can move a bit further out.
If your money, make the most of it with Everbank. Go talk to Larry Grossman.
We were saying perhaps this is going to be a boulder that suits John Wanchon. Super powerful climber.
Fingering.
Super beat.
Yeah,
100% employee-owned company.
Also got
proud to be a sponsor of the GoPro Mountain Games.
They're out here giving you discounts. Go talk to them.
Beta Byware. They're also out here
as well. No shortage
keeping everybody look fly.
We got our own cold brew coffee. 4 Japanese climbers through. There were 9 this morning, 75, 9 in the top 10.
Too many of those today, I'm not saying.
Do you think the crux of that climb will be going like over the lip, like after the bonus hold, you get the side of the volume, and then going the volume over the lip? That's what I thought.
It's an awesome opportunity so you guys don't fully go to sleep on it. We've had all day.
It's also hard, yeah.
Army of people wearing shirts.
It doesn't look like quite a super positive jug. It's good, but it's not amazing.
These are volunteers to help make this climbing event happen.
We'll see.
They put it on every year. Give it up for the volunteers, please.
About the hold, so you need to be fairly precise.
On to men's 3, so this is a slab for the men. It's almost a symmetrical, save for a few bolt-ons, almost a symmetrical boulder. Really aesthetic looking boulder. All sorts of different beta coming up when we were looking at how to do this one.
I don't think this one's super hard. Like for a third boulder, it's not super hard, but in this style, in a World Cup final, it's not. The last move is particularly awkward. The holds at the top are absolutely terrible.
They got some new rigs.
They kind of look alright, but I think
the S90 cross
I
country,
don't
they're gonna blow your
know
mind.
how the
Go get
currency.
the
The
right
top
today.
edge is probably slightly
Light
small.
straw,
Trying to
they're
crimp a
over there.
1p coin.
The
I don't know
Bender
how that
Village
is.
showing
It's
you
maybe like
one little straw.
nickel.
Like a quarter or something?
Maybe not as big as a quarter.
Go
Yeah,
stop by.
yeah.
They'll show you how to do it. Outside magazines here.
So we'll test it. They like crimping. They'll be fine on that. But the feet are very bad as well.
Is that hold in cut at all, or is it just a slopey little edge?
Tiny.
That's what it looked like, yeah.
Women's 3 is quite similar to one of the boulders we saw in Tokyo. A jump for a, I don't know how to describe it, a sloper with some bolt-ons underneath.
Like a 4-point start again.
Yeah, it's the only jump in the comp.
Pretty
Pretty much the only pure jump. It's a dynamic move to a volume with. It's got some thumb catches underneath just to make it a little bit easier. The top again is super hard, so they kind of lay back up the big grey volume at the top, cross to a pair of screw-ons, and then they hold the top of the volume, get their feet on the hold that they're dining to, and they try and rock out to the right to get the finish hold. The finish hold isn't very good either, so once they get there, they need to try and kind of keep calm and keep their focus.
Do you think we'll see anybody try and cheat the jump by stemming out to that wall that doesn't have black tape, or no?
No one's saying.
No one's saying. I think we might see somebody try it, but I don't think it's obviously not the right beta.
No, you'll definitely be coming down if you go that way.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's what I thought.
So men's 4, another powerful boulder. talk us through the moves on the lower section the guys are checking out right now?
Give me some
I would say I'd describe this as an American-style boulder. So plenty of holds on it. There's the sequence is, it's kind of all there. They're basically, it's a powerful sequence of moves up to a hold and the erect. They jump to a hold, catch the erect basically, and then at the top again, the holds are all there. They're just super small. Really, we've not been very kind at the top. There's a black hole up there. I can't even see it on the screen at the minute without, you have to zoom in. But there is a very small edge up there, which is maybe not even a quarter pad.
You're directly next to that volume, right?
Yeah. So not.
We were standing directly under the boulder, and it took us a second to see that also.
It's not big.
Going on with all these volumes on the wall.
And women's 4 initially appears quite powerful. Is that how it climbs?
Yeah, the black box recorder. Yeah, it's a compression boulder. There might be a number of solutions. There's almost like a hand jamming crack underneath that first big box. And you can jam for sure, but it's very painful. I think most of the sensible competitors they'll hold it and they'll just literally wrestle their way up that series of boxes.
Yeah, we tried out the hand jam earlier when we look at the moves. It's really high texture there.
Yeah, no, it's not a good way. I mean, this is the problem, I suppose. Rusev reputations go before them, so they say, Percy's able, there'll be cracks, but you haven't needed to jam anywhere in this comp, and it's the same thing. I think that it's hopefully we won't see them doing that because it's painful. It's much easier just to climb it like just like a compression boulder. So they're just squeezing slopes in opposition all the way up, and then tricky mantle. The mantle's pretty easy to get stood up on the box at the top. The jump to the finishing hold is not so easy because when you get onto the box, you're kind of facing outwards. You've got to turn around and twist, but you go into a good hold. There's a big rail on top of that finishing volume.
So that is a jump to the last hold. It looked like you could almost maybe reach it from just standing.
No, the wall's just a little bit too steep. I mean, we might see people just at it, but I think that if you want to get there, you don't want to hang around on those footholds much longer than you need to.
Okay, well there is the Boulder Sunrise. Percy, thank you very much for your time. Go enjoy.
I will do. I'll go sit down and enjoy the comp.
That was Percy Bishton, Chief Route Setter here at IFSC Vail 2017. Just me and Kyra all on our lonesome now.
Yep. So Alex is going to be out first on boulder number 1. I think this boulder really suits her style, even though you picture her more as a kind of overhang, powerful rock climber, but that's honestly what this low angle climb looks like to me. It's going to climb really powerfully.
Yeah, there was the one boulder we didn't quite have time to discuss was women's 1, and it deceptively powerful. I would describe it as.
Yeah, there's lots of slopers. We've got those massive new E-grips pinches there. Those the finish and start hold. Those things are worse than they look. I was just so excited to use them the first time I ever saw them, and they're a little scary now when I see them at comps because they are much worse than they look like they're going to be.
Yeah, we've got a great crowd here in Vail. They're going to be absolutely delighted to see Alex Pucci out first. I know we talked about it a lot in the semi-finals, but huge respect due to Alex. Bad knee injury and neck injury, all sorts of problems. Just when she was looking in great shape about probably 18 months ago, this run of injuries started.
Yeah, she has made an incredible comeback. She, I think, won every comp she went to this year in the U.S.
10 times U.S. national champion.
10-time U.S. national champion. We had this a new series this year. We had a series of national competitions too, and she won all of those and was the overall champion as well. So she really crushed it this year, and yeah, coming right off these injuries, it's amazing.
And has got form here. She won in 2009. She's never missed a Vail World Cup. Last year we actually didn't see her in action because she injured herself during the warm-up, I believe it was.
Oh, that was 2 years ago, right now? Probably? Because last year she competed in the final with her neck injury.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. But there has been 2 years in a row now.
2 years in a row, yes, where she's been injured. My apologies. But yeah, a previous winner here in 2009, 8 years ago. Still doing it in the finals, and how. And there is women's 1. You can just see it on the right-hand side of your screen. The 3 red volumes leading up to the black and the white.
2009 was my first year climbing. It was the first year Alex won Vail, so it just shows how amazing it is that she's been still crushing it for this long.
And I have to say, qualified from the semi-finals in 6th place, but in the qualifiers she looked absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, she was totally on form in the qualifiers for sure. And honestly, I think the first boulder in semifinals today is really what separated a lot of the girls, because it was just so delicate. If you just like messed up just slightly, your foot would slip and you wouldn't make the jump, and that's what happened to both her, Yanya, and at least one other, I think. So
be really interesting in the men's competition as well. Keita Watabe, he'll be first out. He's leading the way in the overall standings for the World Cups in 2017. Tight, very tight at both the top of the men's and women's overall competitions. In the women's, Shauna Cox is leading the way only by 8 points, but that will increase today. Yanya Gambret didn't make the final here. First senior final in an IFSC event that she's not made. So Shauna will extend her lead.
yeah, and that was only by attempts. It was really, really close today in the semifinal.
Yeah, it was close. You didn't see our semi-final. It was absolutely frantic. But go back and watch. It was a lot of action, but Yanya didn't get the first boulder and it ended up counting against her. It just goes to show these finals, you can't make up too much ground. You've got to get it done from the first minute. Here's Keita and Alex. And that is a big cheer for Alex Puccio, as you would expect. I spoke to her a few days ago. She's feeling no pressure. Just happy to be here, enjoying the experience.
Yeah, I think she's really excited to finally get to show her best and, try hard without worrying about getting injured.
And I think that's a really good mindset. Just give it everything and see where it leads. So, first look at women's one.
Yeah, you can see how powerful that first move was already. These volumes get exponentially more difficult with the heat. So the flat hold volumes, they just get more and more slippery whenever you get more and more sweaty, or your skin's like thin, which by now, after how many boulders these guys have done, like those volumes feel really slippery. And I think, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, so I think Alex needs to get her foot up here is what she's doing wrong. She needs to match feet and get that higher foot. But that worked. I don't know if she got her foot past that black tape, but...
There's no sign of a judge on the stage, so it appeared not. Already a really solid start from Alex. It's the first attempt.
Yeah, she's looking really strong.
Top section, no gimme though.
No, this last move doesn't look like a joke. Like, there's no joke to me. I think she's really going to have to commit to going both hands and squeezing on that last hold.
She's set up though. She's not looked troubled at all on this attempt.
No,
she's been on the wall a long time already.
She's looking really strong.
But in complete control. Crowd going crazy.
Oh.
They'll go even crazier if she can top this.
Yeah.
Perfect start for Alex Puccio.
Good flash for her.
That's what the crowd think of it.
That wasn't the beta I was expecting too on that finish. She went left hand and just caught it like that.
Yeah, she was thinking slightly outside the box.
Yeah, that's probably good.
When you see a hold like that, a big compression volume, obviously your first instinct is to grab it
both
sides,
with
the left hand, the right with the right hand.
Yeah.
But great from Alex.
Looks like Keita has been having some trouble getting off the start here, which is kind of what we expected on this boulder.
Yeah, so really, that orange hold that he's got his right foot on is a really poor hold. Gets it this time. So we were asking Percy about whether he could go for the top directly, but Keita chose to press underneath it and then go for the top. There's nothing for the feet there in between the start hold and that big half moon volume. But this does look promising. Keita already a World Cup winner this year.
This last move doesn't look easy, but there, looks like he's got it now.
Just a case of holding the body position. Gets it, checks with the judges. 2 climbers, 2 tops. We'll confirm the attempts for Keita when they come through. We were watching Alex. It's the top. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch on Twitter, you can do. Hashtag IFSCWC if you've got any questions for Team USA climber and World Cup competitor Kyra Condi. All-round climber, you were telling me you do lead, speed and boulder.
Yeah, I try to. My favorite is definitely bouldering, but I always do the national competition here for both lead and speed as well.
So if you've got any questions for a true all-round climber, get them on Twitter, hashtag IFSCWC. Let us know what you think, predictions for the podiums, any observations from today. Get in touch.
I always wonder what the route setters are thinking now that both the first competitors to come out both topped the first problem. So it's like, is that what they wanted, or is that what they're not what they're expecting? So
well, as we mentioned just before the competition began, you think this is certainly going to be a round where you need, well, at least 3 tops to win either the men's or the women's competition.
Yeah, I think so for sure. The boulders look extremely doable, especially for these competitors. They're just all so strong and so well-rounded. But they also look very, I guess, mess-upable. Like a lot of them are delicate, like this first move on the men's.
So this is Meiichi Narasaki. We're more used to seeing his brother in World Cup finals. A very different build. Meiichi much bigger than Tomoa, much taller.
Just reached up through that first move super statically, really smooth. So as long as he doesn't like mess up this last move, we might see a flash from him.
Yeah, extraordinarily smooth climbing so far from Meiichi. Looked as if he's going to be on top within 30 seconds of walking out. Just took a bit longer to set himself, but he gets it done in the end. Flash from him.
Really, really solid climbing right there. Nakio is stuck kind of in that same position we saw Alex in, and I think the problem here is that you need to get your foot up onto that corner foot jib just so that you can lean yourself over and like actually be in a solid position on that hold. What Alex did definitely worked though.
That was a flash from Alex, so regardless she'll stay ahead of Akiya Noguchi. Akiya also won here in Vail. Just composing herself, finds herself all alone on the stage all of a sudden. Plenty of time left, 2 minutes 30. Remember, it's 4 minutes, 4 flat these days, no plus. When the 4 minutes is up, your time is up.
And then, yeah, so we'll be seeing people getting on a lot sooner, I guess, than they would in the other format. They won't rest until a minute left or, 20 seconds left and get on the wall then.
Kyo, not always a big fan of jump-type moves. I imagine she'll climb this quite smoothly. Try and do it as low risk as possible. Not won a World Cup this year, 2 podiums already, 2nd in Tokyo, last time out, 3rd in Chongqing.
Yeah, she's a really consistent competitor though. She always manages to do really well.
4-time Boulder overall World Cup winner. Last one here in 2014 here in Vail. We said it in the semi-final, there aren't many regular IFSC destinations that Akiya Noguchi hasn't won at. As I say, no wins this year, a 3rd and a 2nd.
I wonder if we'll be seeing her at any of the league climbing World Cups. I know she was at, I think it was Cronge last year.
Yeah, she was
and she did really well.
Yeah, made the final.
Made the final. I feel like she ended up on the podium. I don't remember for sure, but
I'll have to check my notes. Clan feels a long time ago.
This may be her last attempt, depending on how long she takes to do this. If she gets up higher and falls on the last move, she most likely won't get another attempt on it.
It's creating a different challenge for the climbers, a new challenge, this 4-minute rule, because do you give everything to this attempt, or do you try and rush this attempt a bit and leave enough time for another? Or
it looks like she's trying to give everything on this attempt, but I don't know if the method that she is trying is right. With only 30 seconds left, I don't know if she's going to rush back onto the wall, or she is.
She is. Sure, she was aware when Alex Puccio walked back in behind the wall just what had gone on. She'll know what's required if she wants to keep her head above water in this early stages of this final here in Vail.
I don't think there's enough time left to top this, though, unfortunately. Though she did try the jump move that time, that was a good idea on her part.
So, Akio disappears back in. No top for her.
Yeah, like I was saying on that boulder, I thought that getting your foot up first was the way to do it, but both her and Alex haven't done that, so it must be really uncomfortable.
Here's a climber lots of people are very pleased to see, Katja Kadic, member of Team Slovenia, and when they've got superstars like Janja and Domen Skofic, don't always hear as much about Katja and she absolutely crushed the semi-final today.
Yeah, she came out in 20th and just like smashed every boulder. I think she started crying on the top of number 3. She was so happy. It was awesome to watch.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Really, really good to see her in a final.
Yeah, just amazing rock climbing.
And she's a climber with no pressure on her. She knows she climbed brilliantly this morning, and whatever she does here, it'll be one of the best days of her climbing career. So no pressure at all for Katja. Just enjoy it, give 100%, and if she can climb anything like she did in the semi-finals, she'll have a pretty good day. Jongwon Chon, meanwhile, he's out on men's 1. There's a few boulders in this final I think he'll really get on with, but this first one is the only one you think might cause him a few problems. We shall see. Maybe this and the other slab at the far end.
Yeah, I was guessing that the route setters are really hoping to separate on attempts on that first boulder. Just having a kind of sketchy start like that, you can kind of tell, like, oh, they're hoping to get some separation there. Like, they're planning on tops, but hoping for different attempt amounts.
Katja just inching her way up.
Bonus on the first try there. I don't think this is the method is the problem, because I feel like the way that this would work is if you had a footer on the corner that you could like kind of snipe, and you just don't have that. There's black tape there, so.
Katja's been in World Cup finals before, 6th in Munich in 2015, and she was 7th, in a way the hardest place to finish, just missing the final. 7th in Nanjing, she did the full Asian tour.
There she is, just smiling after she got that next part of the hold. Could be her try-hard face, but she looks really pleased to have gotten that there.
There were not many happier people in Vail this afternoon than Katja Kadic, I can assure you. So, Jongwon Chon lining it up on the men's slab. Just needs to find a body position where he can release one hand. There it is.
There he goes, yeah.
And once he's got hold of a tiny bolt on like that, he's not letting go. Jongwon Chon, quick wave to the crowd, heads back in.
Yeah, that last move, Percy was saying, was going to be possibly a separator, but so far we haven't seen anybody fall on that move. Not to jinx anyone, but...
We've seen it done subtly differently. When Keita was trying it, he kind of had his hips pushed out to the left. We've just seen Jongwon then really pushed in tight to his heels with his hips. So slightly different body positions, but as you say, hasn't yet separated the climbers.
Yeah, it's tricky too when they have that other volume just blocking it. You know, doing the bump method is I think a little bit more low percentage, because you could accidentally rack your knuckles on that top volume and really miss that little tiny jib on that other one.
So 1 minute to go for Katja Kadic. Lots of questions coming through on Twitter. We will get to them as soon as we can. We'll just keep an eye on Katja though. Up with the right hand, the left will follow. Just needs to figure the feet out.
I think that next move is just way powerful. We saw Alex do it so easily, but she's such a power climber. She just, that's the type of move that she just smashes, you know, so I wasn't surprised to see her do it, but watching these other girls on it, you can see how hard that move actually is.
Yeah, you can see Katja just shaking out. And you only have 4 minutes and you're at 2,500 meters. You can get pumped quite quickly bouldering, especially on that type of hold. Interesting to see her really shake out mid-boulder.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to remember too that these girls have been, this is their 3rd round climbing, their 2nd one today. We're at 8,500 feet. You know, all of us come from, well, at least a lot of us come from a lower sea level, closer to sea level, and it's just brutal. Like, I know I woke up sore this morning and I didn't even feel like I did that much rock climbing yesterday. And so I can't even imagine how these girls are feeling right now.
The unmistakable figure of Alexei Rubtsov there on the right. And we're about to see world champion Petra Klingler heading out. There she is. Alexei all focus, looking to back up a win in Tokyo. Another one here. Petra, as ever, big smile on her face, joined the competition. Quick question from Evan Pakula on Twitter before we see their attempts. How does the attendance of World Cups vary from location? Well, we're certainly seeing bigger attendances at every World Cup this year, I'd say, than every World Cup last year. Vail was packed last year, it's packed again this year, but in China we certainly had a much bigger crowd. Tokyo we had a much bigger crowd. We shall see as we get into Europe, but I would say I was pleasantly surprised by the crowds in China, and elsewhere they've been the same, if not even bigger than last year.
Was that attendance as far as like the competitors who come though too? Because I know like this competition we haven't seen. There's obviously no French people here. which is unfortunate because they have a lot of strong climbers. And then there's a flash for Alexei, it looks like.
Flash for Alexei Rubtsov. So that top move not separating the climbers like Percy expected it might. Alexei, all business. No smiles from Alexei until the job's done.
Oh yeah, but I would say if that question was talking about like the competitors who come to each of the competitions, you definitely get a lot more competitors from Europe at the European competitions. It's just so close and so easy to travel there. There's usually less here in Vail.
And it's been one of the nice aspects of this competition here in Vail, particularly in the qualifiers. We saw a lot of US climbers that we don't normally see.
Yeah, we get a lot of invites. I think we had like 20 this year, but we also had a couple of buys from our Youth World Champions.
So Petra, we were anticipating when we were looking at this boulder that this is one Petra could get on well with.
Yeah, she always seems to me as like more of a power climber. She's just so like built and so powerful. So and like this climb, like I was saying, I think really favors that. But it looks like she's having a little bit of trouble with that like second move there, and that could be that those volumes are starting to get a little slippery.
Yeah, climbing conditions have plateaued actually. It's not as hot as it has been in previous days. Over the past few days, around now, about 5 o'clock local time, has probably been the hottest time of the day, but with
really
perfect timing, we've just got a bit of cloud cover here.
Yeah, it's probably great for the crowd too. I know standing out there just waiting to come in here and commentate, it was quite hot.
I was getting sunburnt just looking at where the crowd were going to be.
Oh yeah. It's good the wall is in the shade though, they did a good job covering it up. Petra, yeah, still just having trouble with that second move. I don't think she's having quite the same like clamping method on that first hold that the other girls were doing.
There's a real sweet spot on the left-hand side of that start hold, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
And it's tiny. It's probably 2 finger widths.
Yeah, it's not very big, and you need to get that right. And then once you get that first hold, I think you just like really need to commit to like keeping the tension to get over to the next one.
Petra just getting the crowd fired up as we just saw a shot of them. It is a big crowd here in Vail. MC doing his best to fire them up.
Yeah, if you like close up of her hand, you can just kind of see it slipping a little bit. I think maybe she should like kind of bicycle that start hold. I think that's what we've seen the other competitors do, if I'm not mistaken. And she didn't seem like she was doing that, but looks like she's done with 43 seconds left.
I'm surprised not to see another attempt from Petra.
It seems like, yeah, without getting the bonus, I definitely would have tried again, but I guess sometimes you just feel like it's not going to happen, you know, so.
So just to confirm there, Alex Puccio leading the way, one top, and that was a flash. She's followed by Katja Kadic and Akina Gucci, who both got the bonus on a flash. No top. There we see men's competition. Alexei Rubtsov leading the way. So Kokoro Fuji's out, second overall last year in the World Cups. Won in Meiringen at the start of this year.
Yeah, super consistent competitor. I mean, the Japanese team just, I think, continues to impress really everyone. Wow, he just had a big slip there, but almost saved it. And Miho, I thought, again, this is another boulder that, like I was saying, she's powerful, and I think this will really favor her again.
Yeah, really smoothly done so far from Miho. Just realises that she needs to change it slightly and drop the left knee. Now lines herself up to move right. She's got 3 thirds this year, Miho Nanaka. Best result is third, and she's had 3 of them. So a consistent year, apart from a 9th in Chongqing. But as yet, not winning World Cups as she did twice last year.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about this boulder is that this move is just not super obvious. It's not, you don't really want to like cut loose that left hand and just grab the top of that next volume, you know, it's not super confident in how good it's going to be, but as we've seen, like both Alex and Katja have both done it that way, so it must be the beta.
Interesting as well there, you get a bit of an insight into what the holds are really like. She just shifted her left foot slightly, Miho, and it's enough to peel her off the wall. She was making that semi-rest position look more comfortable than it really was.
I think Kokoro should probably try and go again soon here, just because it's only a stand-up move. It can't be making you too tired, and with only 4 minutes, you want to make sure you don't mess up. So you want to make sure you're not too tired to mess up, but you also don't want to waste your time if you're like, you know, you want to be able to top it still. So
they've got 2 minutes 10 seconds with which to do so. Miho just levering off there. keep an eye on Kokoro. Here he is.
Here he is. Got that first move. Now he just needs to do this delicate top. I wonder if we'll see the bump method or the cross. Looks like a cross, yeah.
So that was...
Oh no.
That was the beginning of the method used by Keita.
Yeah, and I think I jinxed it. I said that nobody had fallen there yet, just a minute ago.
Don't worry about it.
It looked as if he moved right when he'd been better staying where he was. But
You know, I think it might have been he got a little excited, got that top hold, and then just lost that tension just for a second, just enough to make him barn door off there.
Just another example of why this sport is so special. As I look down into the crowd, been doing this for 2 days now here, non-stop. I look and I see all these familiar faces. I'm like, weren't you
I think
guys
Miho just needs to kind of commit to that kind of weird move of just like jumping right hand to that. A lot of the really good competitors sometimes don't want to do those risky moves just because, yeah, so she just did it.
so she goes for the top of the volume. Kokoro.
She just touched over the black tape though. I wonder if they're going to call her off. I definitely saw it.
I'm
but-
just looking at the mat. Yeah, I think there's a judge just heading on.
Yeah, her toe just touched over there. That's too bad. And then there's a top for Kokoro.
Kokoro just about hangs on.
A different method there again, though. He used that blocker volume as a stopping
he
method for his momentum there.
It went all the way to the right, then came back left, and still didn't look quite comfortable. Eventually got there. So Miho had a very promising previous attempt, but called down because her foot touched the far side of that black tape. Remember, that black tape denotes the limit of where you can and can't touch.
Here she is. She only has 16 seconds left, so really has to commit. I guess that move must be a lot harder than we saw with Alex.
Yeah, very impressive from Alex, having seen 4 super strong female climbers attempt that move. Makes her flash even more impressive. We saw it with Katja Kadic in the semi-final. She walked out, nailed the first boulder, nailed the second one, and it's only at the end of the round that you realise just how impressive it was.
Yeah, I was not going to lie, a little worried that they had made the boulders a little too easy. You know, you see someone come out in 20th and it's like, oh wow, she did all 4. I mean, it could have been an amazing day, which it was, or it could have been that the boulders were too easy. But then, you know, once you saw more people go, it was obvious that she had just climbed really, really spectacularly.
Another woman who did the same was Shauna Cox, who she qualified in first in the semi-final. Did enough to get through more than comfortably in the qualifying round, but didn't quite look as strong as some of the athletes, but very much made up for it in the semi-final.
Yeah, she really crushed all the boulders in the semi-final. The first boulder was kind of the big factor between like her and like Alex, especially because just the weird beginning of that one just is what made it.
Shauna, as you would expect, smoothly figuring out these moves.
Looks like Yoshiyuki is gonna get a. Oh, I guess I just need to stop talking about it. I keep jinxing these guys.
I'll just mute your mic at the appropriate moment.
Yeah, it was looking super strong there. It looked like that heel just picked from. He was kind of small in the corner of the screen, so I couldn't quite tell. But
Shauna gets the move to the top of the volume.
Quickly figured that out, which is good because even if she messes up this next move, she'll do that move quicker on her next go. But I can't see her messing it up. So.
Now more than enough time.
Yeah.
If she needed another attempt at this stage, it doesn't look like she will. But she's only the second climber we've seen at this stage of the boulder.
Even do that move. I wonder what way she'll attempt this last move. If she'll go kind of 2 hands like I kind of pictured that it would be, or how Alex did it. Alex looked really comfortable on that left hand though. I think she even chalked up. So it could be that hold is a little better than it seems.
Well, it's positive, it's just small.
It's positive and small, and it's you know, it's a big crossover. So
Shauna lining it up.
Alex actually matched the undercling, and that's how she got left hand there. So it doesn't look like Shauna's going to do that. But so like I said, that thing's so much more slippery than it looks.
That is a heartbreaker for Shauna.
So that's
she knows it.
Yeah, that's going to leave Alex in first after the first boulders with a flash. And so I hope we'll see a top here from Shauna though.
That was close from Shauna. Once the first hand went over, I don't want to say it's in the bag, but it
looked really
close.
solid. Yeah, I've done it was like a V7 in the gym that had that hold, same type of move. You had to cross into it, and it was just you had to squeeze so much harder than you thought you had to. And after doing all those moves getting up to there, it's probably hard to realize quite how much you have to squeeze. And
Yoshiyuki, again, hand on the top hold, no top.
having a little bit of trouble in that move.
Did all 4 boulders in the semi-final this morning.
The only man to do so, right?
Only man to do so, yeah. We've got some more questions coming through on Twitter. Philip Bates wants to know, is it easier for boulders or lead climbers to train in speed, or for speed climbers to train in bouldering or lead?
I think personally that boulders, just being so powerful, have an easier time switching to speed climbing. Lead climbers a lot of time are like really precise and slow and methodical, whereas boulders are like willing to do those dynamic moves and take risks, and that's a lot more like speed climbing. It's like a lot more relatable, whereas lead climbers just don't have that thought process a lot of times, or maybe not thought process, don't have that method. So I think boulders have an easier time with that, and I think oftentimes too, speed climbers are better boulders than lead climbers.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Shauna Coxley and Yoshiyuki. We've seen a few speed climbers trying the bouldering, Anna Tsiganova in Asia.
I think she just had that with like one finger. Did you see that?
Shauna just checking the time, and she needs
10
to. 10 seconds to go. Yoshiyuki tops. All the men top boulder 1. Shauna reaches across. She got 5, 4, 3.
Oh no!
And she does not get it.
Yeah, just a little slippery. Like I said, yeah, it's hard. Those things are hard. And also, as we were saying, that start hold had a good side and a bad side. The side that was facing her, the right side there, that's the bad side. So she didn't quite have the positive spot because there just wasn't one on that side. It's on the left.
So let's have a quick look at Yoshiyuki topping out. There we go.
So that was every man finished that boulder, right?
Yep.
I think that's kind of what we thought was going to happen. But we also thought there was going to be a lot more tops of that first boulder for the women, though.
Yeah, Alex Puccio, the only top, and it was a flash. Can't get much better start than that. Just to confirm, all the men topped that first boulder. It was flashed by Alexei Rubtsov and Meiichi Narasaki. 3 attempts for Jongwon Chon and Keita Watabe. 4 attempts for Kokoro Fuji and 5 for Yoshiyuki Ogata.
And Petra was the only girl to not get the bonus there. And I think everyone else flashed to the bonus. It was just on screen, but I missed it.
Yes, every other female athlete flashed the bonus. So Alex back out.
So Percy was saying that this is going to be one of those catch a toe hook moves, but when I was looking at it, that's not what I read at all. So these girls have like way more experience than me at a lot of these competitions. So I wonder if that's what they read, or if they read it similar to me.
Yeah, we'll see. It's an awkward start, as evidenced by the fact that Alex just trying to figure out where to put her feet. You can see
that's how I thought you needed to start.
There's 3 bits of tape on the top volume, so that means you need to have 3 of your limbs start on that, and 1 piece of tape on the lower one, which means you need 1 limb on that. How you choose to do it within that is up to you.
So she did that kind of statically. She was able to grab the bottom of that volume. I wonder if that'll be a good method or not, or if you want to go dynamically, so you can really get into that toe hook. There she goes. That looks strong.
And just to give you some idea, this section of the wall that her torso is pushed against now is slightly off vertical. It's a slab, only just the section she's coming from. You can just see the change in angle of the wall. It's level with the bottom of that huge triangular volume on the right-hand volume. That's where the angle changes. You can just about make out a change in shade.
Strong on Alex's part. I was thinking there that you need to somehow switch feet, but it looked like that toe hook was really keeping her on, so I don't quite know what they want you to do there.
Keita Watabe. First look at men's 2. Very powerful boulderers. Percy Bishton, the chief route setter here, said to us just while the athletes were observing, maybe
there.
Yeah, just a slip, but maybe not a lot of subtlety in this boulder.
No,
it's a power boulder.
Yeah, crimps on an overhang. I think a lot of guys like to see that in these comps, so it's cool that that's what they have. There are a couple of them are blocked, like that first hold that he's going to is kind of one of those it's a kilter like kind of slot crimp, so it's a little precise. And then it looked like both his foot slipped and he kind of slipped, just going kind of missed, I guess, going to that small crimp for the next one.
Alex sets herself again.
Oh,
Just struggling to stay on.
that's her third try, I believe.
Look at Keita.
Come on, Keita.
Yeah, there's not really much subtlety, like you said. And that, I think, it's either just precise and tension. You really just need to... It seems like a thing that a lot of the guys are good at, though, so...
Like the setters turn it up on these boulders. Come on, Alex.
A few questions coming through on Twitter. Katie Edwards, she wants to know, does your training regime change in the run-up to a competition?
Yeah, it does, actually. So most of the year, if I'm not specifically training for a competition, I focus more on doing a lot of climbs that are just hard for me. Whereas leading up to competitions, I really focus on like power endurance and like finger strength, things like that. Power endurance specifically though, are things that you don't really need for just like sessioning outside. Whereas like just climbing hard boulders is what you need to do. And so leading up to competition, I do a lot of 4x4s. I do a lot of...
Tell us what you mean by 4x4.
Oh yeah, 4x4s are, you do 4 different climbs that are all not quite at your limit. So I oftentimes do them on like V8. And then you do like 4 V8s in a row and then rest 5 minutes and then do 4 V8s in a row again. And it's really, really, really good training for competitions because that's kind of what you're doing. If you're trying something multiple times, like Alex is here, that's a hard climb, and then you try it like 4 times in like 5 minutes. Then you get 5 minutes rest, and then you go again. So it's really like exact training for that.
On a new boulder. All right, for the Japanese.
And it's just not something you need a lot of if you're training for outdoors. You need some so that you don't get like pump off the top of boulders, but you don't need that like minute to minute.
Yeah, you can sit on your mat and look at the view for as long as you want when you're not in a competition.
Yeah, people rest 30 minutes in between boulders,
Good question, Katie, thank you. Hashtag IFSCWC if you got any questions for Kyra Condi, Team USA climber.
So I bet they did not give bonus to Alex there. She kind of touched it, but I don't think they gave her control, would be my guess.
Let's have a look. She did get the bonus.
She did? Okay, well that's good for her. I don't know if a lot of people will get it. Looks hard.
Does look hard. She got it on her second attempt. So if you are new to watching bouldering, we've got a 4-tiered scoring system for separating the climbers. The most important measurement is how many tops did you get, how many of the boulders did you get to the top of. If the climbers are tied after that, it comes down to how many attempts those tops took. If they're still tied, it comes down to how many bonus holds you got. You can see there on the top right of your screen, each boulder has a clearly marked bonus hold. And if after tops, attempts and bonus holds the climbers are still tied, it comes down to attempts on bonuses. It's a 4-tiered scoring system.
Good beta from Makia there. It's kind of what we saw Alex trying to do at the very end there, but I know for certain that those press moves still scare Alex a little bit after her neck surgery. And then this last move is supposed to still be tricky here. It's really easy to just barn door off.
It's one of those moves that from the mats doesn't look that tricky.
It doesn't, but
by the standards of World Cup competition.
For sure, but it's just a kind of a one-handed hold, and I think you're going to have to go for it and kind of just shuffle your feet over to that other volume, because otherwise there's no reason for that volume to be there.
And those volumes,
haven't used it.
Those volumes are just leaning out enough that your feet could just go without warning. You really need to focus on body position, which you can see Akio doing, just inching away over instead of going for it full bore.
Yeah, just that little bit of hesitation there can kill you. Gives your feet just enough time to slip a bit, and then... So that will be a first try bonus, I think, for her. And then I believe we saw Maishi trying to campus the second or third move of that thing, and it looked hard. So maybe he's trying something else now.
Yeah, different shape altogether from Keita. Maishi's much taller, slimmer. That was Akio. So she actually went past the hold and then had to come back to it. She probably went 2-3 centimeters past it and then tried to drag her left hand back.
It'll be impressive if she manages to do this move like twice in a row. It could be something that you just kind of learn and you can just do that press every time, but it also seems a little bit... Oh well, it looked a lot easier that time actually. Sometimes those things, you do it once, it's like, how did I do that? I find myself doing that a lot at least.
So that's a great shot of Akio.
Just sitting down.
This is when you're glad the 4+ rule here isn't here anymore.
Exactly. She could sit there forever if she wanted. I think that would be actually pretty intimidating. It's like you're probably not that tired from the beginning of that boulder, and you're just staring down that finish hold, and like floor is lava, can't fall type thing. I wouldn't want to sit there for that long at least.
So 1 minute to go.
Yeah.
Pio makes it work.
Good top from her.
Pretty happy with that result. First woman to top Boulder 2, excuse me.
It might be really good now for Alex, seeing as she didn't top this one, that she did top the last one. So.
Yeah, of course, Alex Puccio did have a slight buffer in terms of where she finishes today because she did top that first boulder and no one else did.
I wonder, the Japanese are so good at the style of climbing that has been like really prominent in the World Cups, like these crazy jumps, these coordination moves, all these like big holds, that I wonder if, if they've been, I have no idea, but he just seemed to struggle on this like kind of straightforward crimp climb. And so I wonder if they've like kind of been lacking on training that, or if it's just, much harder than it looks. That seems like the type of thing that a lot of the guys just like kind of crush down on, but it could be possible.
Here's Kester Kadic smiling all the way to the boulder. Jongwon Chon, meanwhile, he's out on men's 2. Just about everybody that was around when we were looking at the boulder said, oh, Jongwon can do that one. Can he? We'll find out now.
This one really seems like it suits his strengths. He's got such strong fingers. I mean, last year I think he just like went up and crushed Jade. I think he might have flashed it up in the Rocky Mountain National Park as a V14 crimp climb.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, I don't know. I don't think he flashed it actually, but he might have. Did it quickly, nonetheless.
I think if you can do it, it's a pretty impressive effort. Let's have a look. Looking super solid on that first move.
But yeah, this definitely suits his strengths. Really want to see some of the guys get up to that top part of this climb. I think he's the first one now to grab either of those holds. So.
And you can see on his face, not exerting a huge amount of effort by his standards. Just beginning to fight now.
Yeah, looking really strong on this boulder.
And crushing it so far.
Yeah, that's one of the moves I thought was going to be possibly the hardest on that climb, and he just made it look easy. So.
Are we about to see top number 1 on men's boulder 2?
That's a great view of that finish hole too. It's a slopier jug, so yeah, you have to be really careful going to it. And honestly, even this match looks hard, so come on.
This is not in the bag just yet. He needs both hands in control on that top hole.
It's just sliding. Oh man.
Amazing how easy he made the early section look though.
Oh yeah, I think he's got another good attempt on that one. He didn't waste too much energy, it seemed. Yeah, like I guess Percy was saying, that finish hold is no joke, but it might be more beneficial to kind of commit more fully to just getting it. He went more static, and that kind of almost messed him up there. He wasn't able to get that match.
Quick question from Twitter. Quinn Thompson wants to know, is there a chance of a Bouldering World Cup in Canada in the future? I hope so, is my answer.
I really hope so too. I was never able to attend the Toronto one, even though I wanted to, because it's the other closest one other than Vail for me. And then the year that I was planning on going, they canceled it. So.
This is a replay of Jongwon Chon, by the way. This isn't him on the wall right now. He's currently standing on the mats. Yeah, I don't know if we have a World Cup scheduled in Canada. I believe we've got the Youth World Championships there. I'd be very happy with the trip to Canada, so I hope so, is the answer to your question. Got a bit of a man crush on Canada. I love it.
Being Minnesotan, I also quite like Canada. We're basically Canadian from where I'm from. So.
I'm glad you said that, because I wouldn't have dared.
Well, hopefully I didn't offend anybody, but the general public loves Canada, so.
Everyone loves. I love Canada. Yeah, I hope so. Be good. Thanks for the question.
Such nice people. So.
Keep an eye top of your screen. The results going through now. Alex Puccio still leading the way. She didn't top boulder 2. Jongwon Chon is back on.
I guess Alex is in first with the flash, so 1 top and 1. Chon still looking really good on this boulder. You really get a perspective of how steep this is, right, with this angle.
Yeah, so we mentioned it with Percy. There's no black tape on that section of the wall where he just dabbed his toe. The back tape resumes there, level with his right knee.
So Chon's got to be super tired at this point, but I think we're going to see a little bit more explosiveness out of him on this try, just to get both hands there. You can see him winding up. Oh, maybe not. Hopefully he gets that other hand.
It's a dual texture hole he's going for. There's only a very small part of it that's useful.
That was absolutely not what was intended, but that was awesome. He just kind of got that wrap on there and then snuck a heel hook and was able to just sneak that like last bottom touch.
What do you think? Was he pleased with that one?
He looked a little excited. He's such a great I love watching him climb. He's just always so excited.
Yeah, he's a great guy, John Won-chom. I ran into him in the supermarket this week. If you're ever in the right town for a Bouldering World Cup, it's amazing who you can see in the supermarket.
You go to Boulder, you run into everybody at Whole Foods. So I can't tell you how many people I've seen in there.
I actually should have had a good look what was in the basket he was carrying, because whatever he eats, it seems to work.
That's a good point. I'd like to know. I love watching Petra climb too. She just always looks so excited and happy.
And
Alexei Rubtsov as well.
So I don't think Katja got bonus on that last one.
Let's see how Petra did in geometry class.
Just waiting for our results to come through. No, she did not catch it.
He wants a flash here.
It seems like she had a lot of trouble getting off that beginning start sequence. This again seems like something that Alexei should really do.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah,
sorry. No, not at all. He's quite open about the fact that he's not always into the parkour modern style bouldering. He just likes to basically pull the holes off the wall. He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, he is quite good. It looked like he just kind of slipped off that time, didn't quite expect the hold to be what it was or something.
We do a whole circuit. We take the overall points leader. Come on, Alexei.
Petra will begin to make her way right. We've already seen this boulder topped by Akiya Noguchi. As yet, only Akiya Noguchi. No joy for Katja Kadic. Ditto Alex Puccio. Another attempt gone from Alexei. Both climbers on the mats. Got another question on Twitter. Raisen Mahmoud. How many competitions are in one bouldering season? Let me do the maths.
Oh man.
So we had Meiring and Chongqing, Nanjing, Tokyo, Vail, Mumbai, Munich, 7. We had 7 last year, 7 again this year.
Yeah, I think there used to be even a couple more because there was Toronto, but I guess there used to not be Mumbai. And one year there was the one in Azerbaijan.
Yeah, and we only started Meiringen last year, but Vail, this is the 11th running of Vail, so some of them have been there longer than others.
Yeah, every once in a while a rumor gets started that it's not going to happen, and I'm always so sad about it, and then it always comes back. So it's one of my favorite events of the year.
So Alexei doing what we know he can do best, powering his way up men's 2.
Oh no, just a little bit too much power there at the end. It almost looked like.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It looked as if he was just trying to push that left-hand volume clean off the wall.
Yeah, it did look like that.
Just needed a more measured approach.
He went for the high foot too. Did you see that? He was like pressing super hard with the right hand and then trying to get the foot up onto that volume that you go to right over the lip, which seems like a good method actually, but just barely missed it, and that made him come off.
And we were chatting during the semi-finals about the mental game of climbing, about forgetting what's just happened. It looks like Alexei's struggling to refocus, understandably, but he needs to clear his head. He's got 1 minute 5 seconds to right the wrong of that previous attempt.
Yeah, 4 minutes goes by really quickly.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And there is bonus for Petra at least.
45 seconds to go. Let's have another look at Alexei. So
pushing that right hand.
You can see how hard.
And then just barely misses that foot, and then.
Yeah, it looked as if he kind of had momentum that he wanted to maintain. Look at him. That's live pictures, by the way. We can see Alexei. That's still him now. It's more than a minute later.
Yeah, and he knows he doesn't have time for another attempt now, so that's what we were just seeing, that kind of distressed feeling. Oh, dang it. Missed my chance.
There is Miho Nanaka, Kora Fuji ready to come out. Quick question from Michael Gaunt. How does training change for a high altitude environment like Vail?
Well, so I actually went to Colorado for like 3 weeks before this because my aunt lives right outside of Boulder, and so I tried to get up here, and I had no school right now, so I came up. Boulder though is still 4,000 less feet, I think, 3,000 less feet than Vail. So that was one of the things I did. I also tried to incorporate a little bit of running, not a ton because I just don't like running. I wish I did. Just to really get used to being out of breath. And I just try to train like exhausted a lot because that's just how you feel while you're climbing here. It is exhausting. It's just so much harder. It's hard to explain even. But I know Chan was doing high altitude training. I saw a video of him or a picture of him with one of the the altitude masks on and running on a treadmill. So he might be like quite prepared for this event and the altitude. It might not even be affecting him. Who knows?
Really interesting answer. Although the highlight was definitely I've done a bit of running, but not much because I don't like running.
I really wish I did. My mom's done Ironmans.
You got no excuse.
I have no excuse. I was exhausted after watching her do it, so we walked 8 miles that day. Miho getting right up on that volume there though now. Making quick work actually. She still has another 3 minutes, so.
No, plenty of time. Ditto Kokora Fuji. So many strong male climbers in this final. We keep saying, oh, it'll suit Jongwon, it'll suit Alexei, it'll suit Kokoro. I think it will suit Kokoro. We shall see. Miho, much like her compatriot Kunaguchi, just trying to figure out how to get that body weight left without risking too much.
Yeah, top for Miho.
And that is how you do it. Such a neat switch of the feet as she got it.
That might have been a flash. I don't know if I saw her fall on that at all. And then here we got Kokoro getting really high up on men's number 2. See if he can get this finish move.
Again, like
all that flexibility.
Yeah, like Alexei with the big foot up.
No, the Japanese are extremely impressive with their flexibility, actually. I've seen them stretching in ISO, and it's always like, how on earth are you even in that position? They'll be like in the splits with their whole, it's like watching gymnasts stretch. Really comes in handy though.
Just to confirm, that was a flash for Miho Nanaka. That moves her into first place. One top in one attempt. In fact, you don't need me to read it. There it is on the top of your screen. So she just moves ahead of Alex Puccio. We talked about the 4-tiered scoring system earlier, and that's it in action. First place, Miho. Second place, Alex Puccio, and that comes down.
Bonus,
yeah, attempts
right?
to bonus. So that's why we have a seemingly quite complicated scoring system. Good question on Twitter. Great question, actually, from Alexandra Bishop. Will we see Shauna Coxey bouldering in her T-Rex costume today?
That was a great video.
She had a video on her social media of her in a T-Rex costume. If that sounded like the most random question in the world, it's not quite as random as it seemed. If somebody can speak to her in isolation, if she came out for the last boulder knowing she had already won, I think she should wear the T-Rex costume.
I could see some officials getting a little mad about that, but it would be quite entertaining.
Good question, Alexandra, but unfortunately I think it's unlikely. I'm with you, hoping she does so.
I wonder how hard it is to climb in one of those. It seems kind of restricted. The view site doesn't seem that great.
I'm sure it's not ideal.
This was the method we thought it was going to be. We thought foot first when we were looking at this. So that's clearly what Shauna read as well.
It's not the most dignified moment getting onto that volley, but now she's there. She looks well established. We saw Akiya Noguchi almost sitting here.
Oh, wow. We saw Yoshiyuki just tried to go rose move that boulder. He went left hand to the first hold and then right hand under, which is really not the beta, I think. But it seems actually like not a terrible mistake. The boulder could easily read like that. It's a good idea.
So Shauna Coxey, last climber out onto women's 2. Flashed the bonus on boulder 1. When we say flashed, we mean got it first time. Climber speaks, we got it first time. Then she topped women's 2. She can.
Yeah, good top. So that's 3 tops on this boulder. We've got Akiya, Miho, and Shauna.
Exactly.
and then only Alex Puccio on the first boulder. So there are 4 in the running at the top at the moment.
Yeah, Katja Kadic and Petra Klingler, the only 2 ladies so far without a top. Long way to go. Let's have a look at Shauna. Goes with the left hand, and a bit like Miho, not quite the same foot swap method as Miho. Same theory, get that right foot directly underneath you. So that leaves Yoshiyuki out on his own on the stage. More questions coming through on Twitter. Ginger George, what are your favourite moves to watch or do yourself?
Oh man, you know, I feel like girls don't get to campus enough a lot, so I always am really excited when I see a campus move. I do a lot of campusing in my training, and so it's always kind of fun to show that off, I guess, so that's one of my favorite moves. It's always also, it just looks impressive to people, so I think they're one of my favorite moves to watch as well. And not necessarily doing them myself, but watching the coordination dynos, I always understand why they set them, because they are quite cool when someone gets them, especially after watching so many people struggle on it, and then somebody just does it so easily, typically from the Japanese team. So those are probably my favorites.
I'm a big fan of the layback myself. I love
it.
Up a big corner, it just feels so epic.
Oh, that's true.
But perhaps at a slightly lower grade than you. So Yoshiyuki trying to figure out how to get that right hand across, manages it now.
And he has 40 seconds left, so this will likely be his last attempt on this boulder. Oh man.
We shall see, 30 seconds to go, he's chalking up.
Oh, he might actually try for another one.
He'll have to climb quickly if he does.
Actually too, to be fair, I really like watching people do moves that I know to be really hard. I just have such an appreciation for just that pure strength aspect of rock climbing. So watching somebody just do this climb is really cool to watch. Chan just crushed it. And you can see how hard it is because all these best climbers in the world are obviously struggling. So.
Question as well from Francesca: how long before a comp do athletes usually fuel up?
Fuel up as in?
As in eat, I guess.
Oh, okay. No, right before going into ISO, at least I always have trouble. It's not necessarily that I'm actively nervous, but it's eating gets kind of hard just from being nervous, I guess. I don't think I'm nervous, but I must be, just physically. So that's probably one of my, it's hard to, so I try and eat a little bit more before ISO. I try and a couple hours before. Before going in, and then usually then I end up being hungry in ISO, so I eat a bar while I'm actually warming up.
So when you go into ISO, roughly how long is that before you start climbing, just to give people an idea?
It's usually, before you start climbing in ISO, you usually spend an hour sitting, and then you spend about an hour and a half warming up. And so then I usually eat, an hour before I go into ISO, so it ends up being about 3.5 hours before I climb. And then I eat a bar while I'm sitting in ISO, because then I realize I'm hungry.
There we go. Hope that answers your question, Francesca. Another quick question from Emmy. Are the climbs always open to try after the comp? Well, often we find in Asia they are. Apparently in Vail they're going to be taken down very quickly today.
Yeah, this wall is used for a citizens comp on Sunday morning. So they take everything off and set a ton of climbs, 30 or 40 climbs, all on all tonight. So nobody gets to try them after this.
Shame. In China, I always have a go at all the boulders. When I say have a go, I mean try and get off the floor.
Attempt.
It makes it sound as if I'm kind of counting my attempts and my bonus holds, so it's more kind of, can you leave the floor?
Yeah, I've never gotten to try any of the finals climbs, so.
Well, I never have my rock boots with me. I mean, if I had my rock boots, I'd be tearing it down. But
and then for Americans, that's probably climbing shoes.
Climbing shoes, yeah.
Rock boots, I like that though.
And we're about to have a substitution in the commentary box. Kyra Conley, thank you very much for your company, second year running.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Can we see you next year?
Absolutely. Well, hopefully I'll be climbing, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Of course, yeah. What am I thinking?
It's a good consolation prize. I love it. So.
Thank you very much.
The
tension must be building now as we pass the headset. Who awaits?
Desert style on men's number 3. Still plenty of time on the clock. Come on, guys, if you want to see a USA podium, you gotta get behind.
Okay, our mystery guest has arrived. Who are you and where do you come from?
How you doing, Charlie? I'm Ahmed Touré, came from Austin, Texas, just to be here at the Vail Mountain Games, GoPro Mountain Games. Let's do it.
And what is, Ahmed, we'll talk a bit more about your climbing background in a second, but we haven't had a chance to have a look at women's 3 yet, this jump.
Oh, it's amazing.
We were on the mats looking at it earlier. What were your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, it starts off pretty, technical, just trying to get your feet up there, and it just starts off with just a huge explosion to a pretty nice volume with a nice little thumb catch, or well, 2 nice little thumb catches, but it's really going to come down to who can pop off of that toe a little bit more and go directly to those holds.
Meanwhile, men's 3, tricky slab.
Indeed.
Second one we've seen, although the first one was more of a slab into a slight overhang. This is a slight overhang into a slab, but still technical stuff.
Yeah, pretty technical. It looks like those volumes up in the middle section has a little crack in it. So I don't know. As far as my guess on beta, they'd have to get into the crack and use their thumb on the volume, the other volumes attached to it, and just pull from there. But honestly, the last move, from the bonus to the end, that looks like the hard bit for me.
Casey's just setting himself. So the bonus hold is the second to last hole. It's quite unusual, which would make you think that the final move is super tough. If you're wondering what that big cheer was,
there you go.
It was because of this.
And there it goes.
2 tops for Alex Puccio. Amazing effort because she didn't actually look to be that close to that move initially.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, if anyone's going to figure out a dynamic move like that, it's going to be Alex.
Yeah, it was fantastic, as I say. Gives the
She's
MC
elated.
a high five.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, she didn't look as if she was having that much joy with it initially.
Maybe a little frustrating, just falling to that move a couple times, but
hopefully we can see a replay of when she did latch it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Here we go. Perfect timing.
See that? Yep, that pop off the toe directly to the hold.
It's amazing when you watch these dynamic moves, isn't it? When the climber finally does it, you wonder how they didn't do it before.
Yeah.
When they get it right, it just looks so right.
Yep.
It looks so easy almost.
Yeah.
And it was like that with Alex. The first few attempts, it looked a really long way, a huge jump, and then gets it right and made it comfortably.
Yeah, it's very hard to commit to those kind of moves. Even though the pad's under you and everything, we definitely know from years before that injury happens. Doesn't have to even happen out here. It can just happen in warm-up. All right.
Keo levers herself on. Relatively tall climber. The hole will look slightly closer for her, and she looked like she hit the sweet spot, almost as if she didn't quite believe.
I think she was just checking it out. I think she was just seeing how it felt, so that when she actually does go for it, she'll be a little bit more committed to the move.
Meiichi Narasaki, you can see him using his height to great use there. Went straight through to the bonus, just peels off. While we just have a brief pause, Ahmed, for people that in a very unlikely event didn't watch you commentating on the speed climbing in Paris or in Arco, just tell us a little bit about where you fit into the climbing world, what you do in the climbing world.
So I'm typically a speed climber, so that's why I was commentating at that time. That was a very crazy comp, if I remember. I climb out of Austin, Texas, and I have a little team out there, so I coach and compete. Been doing a little bit more of the coaching than competing lately, so yeah, it's
you're getting older, man.
I'm getting older, man. Yeah, I'm getting older. I can feel it every day.
And how much, with what sort of age are the climbers that you're coaching on your team?
The ages on our team, they range from 17, 18, all the way down to 7. We got a pretty wide spread going on there, but it's all about, just whenever you start, you just got to go for it, and that's pretty much what we tell all our kids and everything. So that is amazing.
Yeah, Keo, once again, once she got that move, you wonder how she didn't do it the first time.
Exactly.
Pretty comfortable top for a Keo. Previous winner here in Vail, as I mentioned earlier. have a look. And it's, talk to us about what you mean about just getting the most out of those toes.
So, we're pretty much spring-loaded from that position. So as long as you can explode and point right at the end of your toe, I guess we missed it. But as long as you can point right off the toe and use every little bit of that toe when you explode, you're just going to make it further. At that point, it just becomes precision.
Just to confirm, we also had a top from Meichi Narasaki. Let's have a look. There she is, Akio. Just getting every millimetre out of the rubber on her shoes.
Really using those thumbs as well.
Yeah, we just had another top from Meichi Narasaki. Got that on his third go. Boulder 3. Jongwon Chong closest to the camera there, men's 3. Katja Kadic, you can just see shake your arms, shaking out in preparation on women's 3.
Caught him on men's 2, and that was just amazing. Yeah, his excitement, it's infectious, for sure.
Yeah, he was pretty pumped about that one.
All right.
Actually just creeping on.
Let's see how she makes this move.
It's so tricky to get in a position where you feel like you can jump from there.
You see?
Again, Katja's a taller climber.
So on that, I don't know, it seemed like she didn't pull actually enough with her arms on that one to leverage her body to shoot on over to the right. So the thing about these climbers is they'll figure it out.
So there we can see Jongwon Chon, the bonus, as I say, second to last hold, which makes you think the last move is going to be fairly tricky.
See, if you look over there, you see he's using the bolt holes on the volume themselves to
for the feet.
For the feet to get that move.
Worked pretty well.
Yep.
It's not. He's a guy that shows his emotions, but not normally quite this much. He is pumped today.
He's really pumped today. Yeah, I think he can feel it. He's doing well.
That leaves Katja on the stage, 2:15. Just had a note passed to us that the women's scores are not updating. Apologies for that. Issue with the internet or the tablets being used. Either way, we're
Katja has taken her time here. I think she really wants this attempt to count.
She's a real all-round climber, Katja Kadic. She was 11th in Kranja last year in the lead. It's
amazing.
She was amazing in the semi-final, and that is an amazing leap once again when she sticks it.
She seemed really controlled when she did that. Not much swing on the feet at all.
Yeah, once she stuck it, it just looked totally solid. We haven't
looking great. Yeah,
haven't seen a fall from this stage yet.
Yep, looks like we're getting tops on tops on tops.
Well, Kyra Conley was saying earlier on that she expected this to be a final with lots of tops. You were of the same opinion when you had a look at the boulders.
I do. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see how Shauna does with it. I know just watching her for the rest of the comp, the earlier bits of the comp, doesn't seem to be really going for the really dynamic moves lately. But I don't know. I think maybe she'll surprise us here because she just kind of knows that's what it requires.
Well, it's one of those moves that when you're underneath it, there's no doubting what you need to do.
Exactly.
You won't be standing there wondering how to solve it.
Right. It's just, do I have the dynamic ability to pop up and stick that move?
Here's Alexei Rubtsov. We talked before about his psychology. Absolutely furious with himself for blowing it on men's 2.
Yeah.
Has he recovered psychologically?
It's rough falling on the last move like that.
He just rushed it, didn't he? Just
a little bit.
Just chucked that right foot up and just lost his body position.
Exactly.
Needs to refocus. He's still in this. Petra, first attempt. So good. She was quite pleased with that. I don't think she was expecting to get that close.
Exactly.
First time.
I think she felt the little thumb catches and was pretty pleased to feel that. Right.
I was about to ask you actually with the, I don't want to say kids that you coach, but teenagers and some kids that you coach.
Yeah.
Do you use footage from the IFSC to show them how to maintain concentration, how to read routes?
Oh yeah, had to. Really, it's just their level of focus and how many attempts they're gonna use on one go. Because it's at this level, it's all about choosing your battles wisely. So, you come out there first problem and it's just giving you such a hard time. Like you cannot allow that to ruin the rest of your climbs, because who knows? Maybe every single person's gonna struggle. Maybe everybody's gonna get it, but as long as you're focused on that one problem, even when it's over, there's no way you can give your full focus to the other problems.
Alexi seems to have got his head back in the game.
That's right.
Climbing nice and precisely. Very hard to do when you've got as much adrenaline pumping as he did.
Yep.
Just that left foot now, you can see the frustration
Exactly.
still there.
Yeah. So if he can, hopefully he can calm it down and see where he needs to place his feet, because that's going to be a big deal on this problem.
Petra lining it up again. Women's 3.
All right, let's see. Oh, goodness. Oh!
That looked a promising method. Getting that left foot higher up the volume got her much closer to the hold.
She, what I see, whenever, the other girls, when they were doing the problem, they seem to, rock and keep their hips close to the wall. But because of that, it's a little harder to, really precisely aim. But, with what she's doing, it's amazing, because she's turned around, can see the volume, see the jibs, and get a little closer and keep her eyes on it the entire time. So a little less effort on the pop, but I think she can be more precise if she keeps that beta.
So Alexei Rubtsov very much back in the game.
I think Petra's going to get it this time.
Alexei with the top there, men's 3.
Close.
We will bring you updated scores in just a second. Apparently the scores are updated again now. So
Come
this
on.
final flying by, we're already getting towards math stage.
Come on, Petra.
Petra, no top so far, 1 bonus.
Come on, Petra.
How she would love this one.
Not quite getting the thumb catch, unfortunately.
Still smiling.
Yep, big old grin. Oh, wait. Yes! This is what it's all about right here. I love seeing this.
Crowd will love this.
Come on. Come on.
Has a look at the crowd before she goes as well.
Let's get it, Petra. Ooh! Oh.
No joy for Petra, unfortunately. Heads back in. Crowd appreciated that.
Always do. They want to see everyone give their full effort.
Get our next set of competitors out here. This is, of course, going to be from Team Japan.
So Miho Nanaka ready to come out. Kokoro Fuji heading out. Just to bring you up to date with the scores now that we're updated. Jongwon Chon, he's got 3 tops. If he tops the next boulder, attempts are irrelevant. He'll win today's World Cup. Keep an eye on the top of your screen, you'll see for yourselves. Below him, Meiichi Narasaki and Alexei Rubtsov in 2nd and 3rd respectively. This man, Kokoro Fuji, has also got 2 tops. He can make it 3. Depending on attempts, he could take the lead here. A flash will put him in the lead.
It looks like Kokoro found the crack.
As I say, if he flashes this, that's 3 tops in 6 attempts.
All right, seems to have that footwork pretty down. Oh, spoke too soon.
So he won't be in the lead after this, but he can be in a very, very comfortable 2nd place. In the women's competition, meanwhile, 2 tops for Akira Noguchi, 2 tops for Alex Puccio, but with more attempts. Shauna Coxey, 1 top, and Miho Nanaka, 1 top. Miho, of course, on women's 3, Shauna still to come. It is getting tight at the top. You're lining up. Another go on women's 3.
It's funny with moves like this, you do kind of go back and reevaluate, but it's really, I think, to get yourself like motivated again to just really go for the move, because like you said, like some problems there's nothing else. You know exactly what to do and what you have to do to get it.
Interesting there. That was I think the first fall we've seen from someone who's latched the jump.
Yeah.
It's quite a heavy fall from Miho. She's just shaking out, twisting her head, making sure her neck's okay. Looks to be fine. She'll have another go, as will Kokoro.
Kokoro seems to have a little trouble there with the heel hook, sticking that.
See, it was a heavy impact for Miho.
Yeah.
Remember, if you've got any questions for Ahmed Torre, coach, climber, all-round climbing superhero, hashtag IFSCWC.
Oh, let's not go too far now. There it is. All right.
She gets it this time.
Here we go.
Just lining up for that top hold. Nice and controlled. The right hand goes, sets the feet, and the left hand joins it.
And there's that top. She seems a bit relieved to have that one.
So Miho makes her way in. Worked hard for that top. Walks past Kokoro. No words of encouragement. Kokoro's got a minute left, just under a minute actually, to figure this one out. They put him in a very, very strong position.
Oh dear. Oh no.
If he can top this, he will join Jongwon Chon on 3 tops.
Come on, Kokoro. Let's see if you can refocus and get this done.
Just to bring you up to date, that top from Miho Nanaka puts her in first place. She's actually tied on all 4 levels of the scoring system with Akia Noguchi, but she's ahead on count back to the previous round.
Oh, there he goes.
So, Kokoro, this to put him into second place.
Oh.
Slip from the left foot.
It really does look like the bolt hole is going to be the beta on that.
Good effort from the competitor.
He heads back in with 2 seconds to go. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with Akia Noguchi. That score's not up to date just yet. Now it is. Miho Nanaka leading the way. So as I say, she's tied with Akia Noguchi on all scores, but count back to the previous round means she is currently ahead. Alex Puccio is in third. Shauna Coxey, who's just come out in fourth. Katja Kadic fifth. Petra Klinglet down in sixth. And in the men's, Jongwon Chon, he's got 3 tops. Meichi Narasaki, Alexei Rubsov, and Kokoro Fuji, all with 2. Katie Watabe and Yoshiyuki Ogata down there, 1 top each.
I'm excited to see how Shauna does on this one.
Yeah, it will be interesting. In the foreground as well, we've got Yoshiyuki, men's 3.
Not using that crack. Oh. There we go.
Really smooth, promising looking first attempt from Yoshiyuki.
Come on. There you go. Give it up. Come on, guys. You want to see it?
Just setting himself at the top. Keep an eye bottom right of your screen.
And there's Shauna.
Shauna nails the jump.
Nailed
Big cheer from the crowd.
Wow.
And Yoshiyuki down. You've been paying attention to Shauna,
yeah,
right? I was paying attention to Yoshiyuki. Is this her first attempt?
This was her first attempt,
Fantastic.
and she is nailing it. That is fantastic.
This will put her into first place.
Yep. There we go. Come on. Getting that foot. Fantastic. I expect nothing less.
That's 2 tops from Shauna in 2 attempts. 2 tops, both of them flashes. 2:40 left on the clock, and she's already heading back. Let's have a look at the jump. Can't believe she stuck this first time. It's a move you think you need to figure out.
There you go. You can see that off the toe as well. She is exploding properly.
Just hit the sweet spot.
Come on, Yoshiyuki.
Yoshi seems to have some interesting beta going on over here, like going to these 2 volumes instead of directly to the crack. There we go.
Yoshiyuki, he was 4th here last year in Vail, seems to get on well in the high altitude.
Here we are.
How nicely a top would go down.
Oh, come on, come on.
Lining it up.
Yep, up.
Just once again that left foot slipping, and he never quite figured a way to get it back on.
That's right. You know, and it might be that he thinks the bolt hole is a little too low to really pop up to that finishing hold. At that point, I believe maybe he could use the crack itself as a toe, really jam it in there, and maybe get to the move a little more statically.
Just while we watch Yoshiyuki getting ready for his next attempt, the women's scores are as follows. Shauna Coxey, she's leading the way, 2 tops in 3 attempts. Miho Nanaka follows her, 2 tops in 5 attempts, with the same score exactly as Aki Noguchi, who is in 3rd place behind Miho only due to countback, and also with 2 tops but in 7 attempts. Alex Puccio currently sits in 4th. Katja Kadic's got 1 top, she's in 5th. Petra Klingler, no tops just yet, 6th place.
Come on, Yoshi.
Doing the split shoe technique. Use that MI6 rubber. Stick it in the industry.
He's really got that first part dialed. Let's see if he can fix it. There it is. Come on.
Needs the left foot to stick this time.
Up. I think that's what he's going to try next. I think he's going to go again and really put his foot in that crack.
It's quite unusual to see the bonus hold as the second to last hole, but you can now see why.
Yeah, it is not easy. All right, come on, Yoshi. All right, get that foot up there. Come on, buddy.
10 seconds to go. He has to rush this.
Oh, amazing.
Fantastic work, Yoshiyuki Ogata. How he worked for that one, and the crowd enjoyed it too.
Wow, he pushed off the volume itself just flat.
Well, the time pressure just made him try a new method, and what do you know, it just worked.
Yep.
So that's boulder 3 done. We can see Alex Puccio there ready to come out, impatient to get going. Very, very tight in the women's competition.
That is right.
We've got 4 climbers with 2 tops. So if Alex tops this boulder, she'll take the lead. She is first out, of course. So it's very much early days, but you can see it there. 4 climbers with 2 tops, and it's coming down to attempts. In the case of the 2 Japanese climbers, Miho and Akio, it's countback. So very, very tight in the women's final. In the men's, Jongwon Chon in a commanding position, but he can be caught. The bad news for his competitors, his rivals, is that this is a boulder you suspect he might like.
That's right. That's right. And if he gets this, it's over.
Kaito Watabe, he's out. Had a really, really consistent season. Kaito leading the overall standings by 33 points. Remember, you get 100 for a win, 80 for second. But he's been 3rd in Tokyo and Meiringen, 4th in Chongqing, and he won in Nanjing. So his worst result so far this season is 4th. Very, very consistent performance. Now this really unusual looking, potentially quite complex women's 4. There's a small gap that Alex has just got her left hand in. You could possibly hand jam it if you've got tiny hands, but as Percy mentioned, it's very high texture, it's very painful hand jam.
Oh goodness, that is great. Let's see. There we go.
So this is how you read the boulder, right?
That is how I read the boulder.
Talk us through what you think the next move will be.
So this one actually gave me a little trouble, like the next move going to the finish hold. I'm not sure if you're basically going to be doing the exact same thing they did on problem 3, where they have to kind of rock themselves over and catch it, or if they're going to wrap their leg around that top volume. Yep, it does look like it's going to be like the 3rd problem.
This for the lead, wait for the cheer if she gets this. She's lining it up.
That's right.
Another jump, sets herself, thinks about doing it statically.
See, and
just caught in 2 minds, it would seem.
So it does resemble that move on the 3rd boulder. However, this angle is not the same. It's
much steeper.
It is much steeper. It is much steeper. So as you can see, like Alex, she really had to like stepped back a little bit, didn't want to take her hand off, and as you can see, she tried to just kind of reach a little closer before popping off.
It was really interesting. You could almost see the cogs turning in her brain.
That's right.
She nearly went for it, tried it half statically, backed off, went again. I wonder if she's actually got any conclusions from that.
I think. Oh, look at that crowd! Oh, I love it! I love it, Alex.
10 times US champion,
World
Cup winner here in Vail.
That's right.
Keita, meanwhile, on the men's 3, a real battle of a boulder, especially given how much climbing these guys have done in the past few days. And here in the final.
There goes Alex. She looks comfortable in this section now. Oh, God.
She'll be slightly worried by the fact her first attempt took her nearly 2 minutes.
That's right.
If she doesn't get it this time, it's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
38 seconds. It sounds like a long time. It's not actually that long considering how much she's got to do.
There we go. So I think she knows what to do. She's just got to go for it.
This is for the lead.
This is it.
The crowd are giving it everything.
Come on.
Alex is giving it
Come
everything.
on, Alex. Get it. Get it, Alex. Yeah! Beautiful.
Sticks it. Alex Puccio come back from one of the most injury-plagued couple of years any climber's experienced, and she takes the lead in our home World Cup in Vail.
Couldn't be happier for her.
Amazing scenes.
Great job, Alex Puccio. And look at that crowd. They're going wild.
As she heads back in, she's left everything on the wall. And I'm sure Akiya Noguchi, even if she didn't catch a glimpse of it, read the crowd's reaction well enough to know what that meant. So we're getting on the maths. Katja Kadic can't win here this evening, neither can Petra. If Jongwon Chon tops his boulder, he wins. And Keita Watabe and Yoshi cannot win. And
amazing.
Look at that, so close.
So as you can see with the third boulder problem, a little bit closer to the wall, but as she went for this one, you can see her body coming out. But there you go. That's Alex Puccio and her crimp strength right there.
So Akiya Noguchi, she can take the lead here if she does this in less than 5 attempts. It's getting tight. Meiichi Narasaki, meanwhile, he's currently in second place. Again, can take the lead if he does this in 3 or less. Such a powerful boulder.
That is right. Wow.
Woo.
Akiyo's looking very comfortable.
This is comfortable,
goodness.
but these attempts are taking so long.
That is right.
Just so many moves to do on basically one volume.
And nothing's completely obvious, really.
She's climbing slightly quicker than Alex. She may have time for 3 attempts were she to need them.
She is a little taller as well. She might have a little easier time with this move.
She only had a quick look at that top hold as if he got the impression she liked what she saw.
That is right.
Just trying to get those feet to stick. Now she commits.
Yep.
And now she tops. Akiya Noguchi takes the lead here in Vail. Alex Puccio had the lead. Now Akiya has it. This women's competition.
Akiya looks
super
excited.
Tight.
She looks excited, but she knows it's not over. So that's good.
She's got a tense few minutes watching. So Meiichi Narasaki came onto this boulder in second place. Can he go one better when he leaves it? We've seen the female lead change hands
there he
twice.
goes. Good job, Meiichi.
Now we've seen the men's lead change. Same celebration as his brother.
Exactly, yeah.
The kind of very reserved double fist pump. Let's have another look at Akiya. Yeah, I think her height really helped.
It really helped.
It looked closer than when Alex did it, but you've still got to stick it. Look at that. She could do a one-armer off that. So she's now got a fairly tense time watching the climbers as they come out.
That's right. You can see that level of focus on John Wong's face. He knows.
Jung Won Chon out. He's got a simple task. It's not easy at all, but he's got a simple task. He wins if he tops. Katja Kadic. Well, check out women's 4. Katja, she can't win here, but she's already got the top. If she tops this, she's guaranteed at least 5th place.
Like Alex, I think she'll have like a slightly tougher time because those moves, they seem pretty wide.
So Jung Won Chon, you would imagine he's aware of what is required here. The boulder has been topped already. We've seen Meiichi Narasaki do it.
Everybody's trying to make the most of that flash again. Oh man, John Won.
Right, come on, Katja.
No joy so far. Ditto Jung Won Chon. So he's currently trailing, having topped the first 3 boulders. He's in 2nd place. Again, attempts do not matter for Jung Won Chon. A top is enough to win.
That's right. He's going to reevaluate that throw a little bit, and
yeah, a little bit of liquid chalk. Fatigue definitely a factor here. So some standards, Japan in the lead. You see it there, top of your screen, Alex Pucher in 2nd. But we might not have much time left in this final, but we've got a lot of climbing. Things can change.
All right. Come on, Katja. See a little bit of struggle going on there.
It's just such a powerful position to hold.
Especially with your feet like so extended. All right. All right. He's looking comfortable. Come on, John Wong. There he goes. So I'm not sure if you saw it earlier, Charlie, but John Wong, you definitely got a good look at that red. There it is. Oh, it's looking like it's over.
Is this it for the win for Jung Won Chon? It is a clean sweep. 4 boulders, 4 tops. Your Vail champion 2017. As animated as I've ever seen him, Jung Won Chon.
Oh, God.
Milking the crowd for all it's worth. And as well he might, he has been flawless in this final.
That is right.
Just to give you some idea.
Oh, Eddie.
He stopped to get a photo with Eddie, the photographer, the IFSC photographer, and we're right behind Eddie. That was a great moment.
Oh, goodness. Eddie, always in the right place at the right time.
He's got a knack. So the men's competition, the winner already decided.
Let's see if Katja tries to change up her beta a little bit. Nope. Looks like it's going to be... Oh, yes! I love seeing that, Charlie. I love it.
Athletes thinking on their feet.
Mm-hmm. Well, thinking on their feet and also just giving the crowd like this last-ditch effort.
So Katja Kadic.
So you didn't get much further, but I do appreciate that, and so does the crowd.
Yeah, heads in. She'll be 5th, unless Petra Klingler can do this one in less than 3 attempts. Petra there. Just see her red top and the blue and yellow of her legs he rubs off. He wants to get on with it. He's eager. I suspect Alexi is not a man you'll want to see this evening. I think that failure on men's 2 is going to play on his mind for quite a while.
We'll see how he handles all of this. Oh my goodness, yeah, he's not the happiest camper for sure.
He was delighted after his win in Tokyo, but not backed it up here with a win in Vail. Petra's out. Alexi's out.
Petra's a little shorter as well. Like, definitely a powerful climber, but I feel like she might struggle a little bit with her keeping her feet on as well. All right, come on, Alexi.
So Alexi. This boulder is a battle, and if there's one thing Alexi likes, it's a battle.
That's right.
Petra, meanwhile, just trying to figure out this lower section.
So it's hard to see, especially at the angle, but there is a tiny little no shadow jib at the on that second volume, the first volume she's popping up to, and maybe they're struggling catching the thumb. Can't really see, but there we go. All right.
She's had a super consistent season, Petra Klingler, after her knee injury ice climbing.
Yep.
5th, 7th, 9th and 6th in the first 4 events, so that's 2 finals, and the other 2, even when she missed the finals, were top 10. So she's had a really consistent season and obviously made the final here, so it'll be 3 finals out of 5. Good start to the season. Final season with 5 World Cups in. Looks like we've only just got going. Season's disappearing. Venue MC there, you can see him in a relaxed pose. Been emceeing for 2 full days.
That's right. That's exhausting.
He's just chilling out.
Yeah, trying to keep this crowd hyped.
Alexi, he'd love to finish with the top here.
Oh goodness.
Currently on 2 tops, Alexi in 3rd place.
I've got to say, I'm liking Alexi's focus on this one a little more. He doesn't seem to be letting it get to him as much.
The best he can do, by the way, Alexi, is solidify his 3rd place, albeit temporarily. He can't now catch Meiichi Narasaki in 2nd or Jongwon Chon in 1st.
All right, come on, Alexi.
But he can solidify 3rd. 3 tops would put him in a very strong position.
Hopefully these 2 just wait it out a little longer, get as much rest as they possibly can, and they pull something out right here. That was a nice little look to the camera from Petra.
Yeah, she's really good at engaging Petra, isn't she? She's not quite a contrast in styles. I mean, Alexi could be in an empty room. He doesn't interact at all. And you've got Petra who's getting the crowd and the cameras fired up.
That's right.
Alexi fighting with all he's got here. 18 seconds to go.
Yep. See, unfortunately, he's a little gassed. He needs to engage on that throw a little more. Good effort from Petra.
Yeah, of all the things you could say about Petra, I don't think a lack of effort could ever be levelled against her.
Yep.
So out next we'll have Miho Nanaka and Kokoro Fuji. Nice moment actually, just a few metres away from us on the mat, so Alexi Rubtsov and Jongwon Chon just share a handshake and a hug. Jongwon Chon's been absolutely immense today. So if Miho Nanaka flashes this, she will take the lead. She'll have the same score as Akira Noguchi, but count back to the previous round will give her the lead.
That is right.
So this is for 1st place, albeit temporarily for Miho. Remember, it's a flash required though. Anything less and she cannot take the lead.
Miho really does have she's a very well-rounded climber. Very well-rounded. Like, she can really get into the technical stuff, but I don't think, like, powerful stuff like this is going to really stop her.
And she's back down on the mats, which means she can't win here today.
Wow.
Kokoro Fuji, look at the power, the feet cut off, he stayed on.
I'm about to say, he didn't even use the arete until a little later. There we Oh, getting a little trouble here. Uh-oh. Oh, every second counts here. Let's...
No joy just yet, and he's just clutching his right bicep. We were marveling over his power. I wonder if he's actually...
He's going to need to rest a little bit to pull off that move.
Got a small injury, we shall see.
I really think he would have got it had he just committed first go, but these problems are tough, though. I can't. I'm definitely not sending any of these anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a shame they're not staying on the wall for the public to have a go this evening. We had a question about that on Twitter earlier. How long do the boulders stay on the wall? Not long here in Vail, but as I say, if you come to an Asian World Cup, you can have a go at the boulders after the final.
That's right.
But unless you're an elite level climber, you're probably not going to get off the floor. So, Miho lining it up. A top would be a lovely way to finish, and she gets it.
Very nice.
She was sitting in 4th place. We'll just confirm her end position. Looks pretty happy with her day's work. Had 3 third places in a row, the last 3 World Cups.
Oh, here we go. That is amazing. Everybody else that I've seen has gone out to the arete as soon as they make contact with that crimp. See, it took a little bit too long just hanging there. Yep, you can see that right arm getting pretty pumped.
Yeah, it's definitely... If not injured himself, maybe just tweak something in that right arm during the process of that move.
That's right.
Just to confirm for you that Miho Nanaka, that does put her in 2nd place. So as things stand in the women's competition, Akira Noguchi leads the way. She's got 3 tops in 6 attempts. 3 tops in 7 attempts, Miho Nanaka. And 3 tops in 10 attempts, Alex Puccio. They are your current top 3. However, the familiar figure of Shauna Coxey is still to attempt women's 4. For Shauna, if she can do it in 3 attempts or less, she will win here in Vail and extend her slender lead in the overall standings over Janja Garnbret.
Kokoro's been a little bit more conservative with that right arm.
Yeah, there's definitely something not right there. I think he's going to have another go. There's definitely something not quite happening.
All right.
Setting up.
Seems to be getting it back. Let's hope he's not too pumped for that.
Yeah, he's still
beautiful.
Arm's still much stronger than virtually everyone else's.
That's right. Ooh.
It just goes through with the left and can't quite stick it.
That is a shame. If he had gone for that, I think a little earlier on the first attempt, I think he would have topped.
So Kokoro will finish in 4th place. We've only got Yoshiyuki Ogata to come. There he is in the men's competition.
And real quick, Charlie, if you when they cut to the crowd, if you'll look at the bottom right corner, you'll see Kai Leitner. Just want to give a little shout out to him because he graduated a couple days ago from high school.
Great guy, Kai Leitner.
Love that kid.
Looking forward to seeing him at more World Cups. I had him in the commentary booth in the World Youth Championships in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great guy. Good to see him.
Yeah, great kid.
Would have been nice to see him a bit deeper into the competition. There he is, fairly unmistakable.
Yep.
Absolutely enormous in the grey vest and the glasses. Yeah, it'd be nice to see him.
All right.
So Yoshiyuki Ogata, if he tops this, he can move up to 3rd. He can knock Alexei Rubtsov off the podium because he would have 3 tops.
He's looking very comfortable.
Alexei's 2.
Looking very comfortable. Come on.
This is for the bronze medal for Yoshiyuki Ogata.
And it looks like Yoshi is going to get the flash. Good for him.
He gets it, and he takes 3rd place. Alexei Rubtsov off the podium. Shauna Coxey, meanwhile, needs this in 3 attempts or less.
Unmistakable, very static style. All right. Come on, Shauna, bring it on home.
Shauna Coxey, this for the win.
Bring it on home, Shauna.
Setting it up. The DJ's just got some Chemical Brothers playing, the tensions building, and Shauna's looking at the top. Is she looking at a win? Back to the wall, she'll take her time.
Very, very good idea.
So calm under pressure. But this is the moment for Shauna.
She does not want to miss. If she does, then she's got one more attempt. That's it.
She's lining it up. She's going for that white bolt on hold about a third of the way across.
Come on, Shauna.
The volume.
And there it is.
Sticks it. Shauna Coxey wins in Vail.
As only Shauna Coxey can deliver. There we go.
She didn't win here in Vail last year, but she did clinch the overall title. This year it's the other way round. She takes a World Cup win. She'll have to wait a little longer if she'd like back-to-back World Cup overall titles. But she wins here in Vail. Amazing top. Came out. Big pressure. Made it happen.
Wonderful effort, all the climbers. What a show. What a show.
Fantastic final. So tight, particularly in the women's.
That's right. Very stacked field.
There was the moment she clinched it. Pretty happy with that one. She's had a real fight on her hands this year with Janja Garnbret. And when Janja didn't make the final here in Vail, Shauna had a clear opening and she's taken it. Just to confirm for you, Shauna Coxey takes a win. 3 tops in 4 attempts. She's followed by the Japanese duo of Akio Noguchi and Miho Nonaka. Alex Puccio just misses out. And further down we got Katja Kadic and Petra Klingler. And joining us in the commentary box, we've got a very special guest, fresh down from the wall. That man, number 1, Jongwon John. Jongwon, what an amazing day. 4 tops, you looked amazing today, perfect day.
Yeah, usually Vail World Cup is always hard for me because high altitude and so every year I has the not good result, not good. So always I has to nervous come to Vail, but yeah, this year qualification is not smooth like to me. So I'm so close to into the semi-final 18th place. So yeah, I don't know. Qualification day is not good feeling and hard breathe, and yeah, I don't feel not good. But yeah, I eat many hamburger and and yeah, some jogging. So next day semi-final day is feel really nice, and yeah, so right, semi-final is pretty good. I get the 4th place, and yeah, I don't believe in final. Yeah, yeah, because I don't like slab. So number 1 and number 3 is slab, right? But so I'm so nervous because Japanese guys is crazy slab doing and very strong guys. But yeah, so number 1 is pretty hard for me. But yeah, and yeah, number 3 is I think it's cream piece in my style. Yeah, so
we're just watching the replay now. Can you tell us how you were feeling while this was happening?
Yeah, first time I get the top, but yeah, I feels not good. But so I get the fail. But yeah, so some 1 minute left, and yeah, I think finding observation time, I think it's my problem. Yeah, it's my style. Yeah, so try hard. Yeah, and last 1 minute I try again. So same time go and switch the left hand is left, right, and to toe hook is I think it's hardest moment in my life maybe. Yeah, his match is crazy hard. Yeah, but finally I'm so lucky. I think today is my day. So lucky.
Just very quickly, because we know you've got to go and receive your medal, but you've done some special preparation for Vail.
Yeah.
We hear you were preparing for the altitude in the last few weeks. Just explain that.
Yeah, I get some in Korea. I get using to training mask, something like this, and hard breathe make, and I get the hard running and something, and come to Denver and also hard running and come to Vail and eat so many hamburger and train a lot. Yeah, so luckily I get the win.
Well, altitude training and hamburgers, it obviously works. Fantastic performance. You need to go and receive your medal. But
thanks.
Congratulations.
Good to see you.
Fantastic. See Jongwon Chon. We'll just have another look at the men's results. I couldn't resist when he walked past. I had to rugby tackle him.
His level of excitement, man, it just that got me going, man. I love it.
And there you see, clean sweep, 4 tops. Took him 9 attempts. It's probably the only mistakes he made all day was needing a couple of extra attempts. Meiichi Narasaki takes his place in the podium alongside Yoshiyuki Ogata. Legacy Rubsov was knocked off by Yoshiyuki at the last minute there. Kokoro Fuji and Keita Watabe make up the rest of the top 6. Crowd just thinning out here in Vail, the podium already being erected. Amazing final, as I say, super tight.
Very exciting final. These problems were amazing, really. Very volume heavy, which I love to see, and a very, very interesting movement. A very mixed bag.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Percy Bishop mentioned it during the observation period. The one jump we had in the competition was that women's 3, and actually it worked a treat. Really nice boulder. We had a really good selection. 2 slabs for the men, which we've just heard Jongwon Chon say he doesn't like. He could have fooled me.
Right.
If that's not liking slabs, I'd love to see him on something he does like.
Right.
I've just seen his partner Sol Sa walk past.
He seemed to like number 2 quite a bit.
Yeah, he liked number 2, hey. But brilliant day here in Vail, slowly turning into evening. And hopefully not too far off our podium ceremony. Just to confirm the top 3 once again. Jongwon Chon is followed by Meiichi Narasaki, brother of Tomoa, and Yoshiyuki Ogata. So the rest of the top 3. And in the women's, Shauna Coxey wins ahead of Akio Noguchi and Miho Nanaka. Just while we wait for the podium, if you're wondering what goes into the behind-the-scenes planning for a World Cup like this, here's Nick Smith, who's the main organiser here at Vail this year.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Nick. I'm the project specialist for USA Climbing. I build the walls and I work as a liaison between USA Climbing, the venues, Vail Valley Foundation, and any of our various parties that help put on the event. My job involves a number of pieces, from putting up the tent to helping lay out the stage, all the way through the wall build and all the way through the event, making sure the parties are all pleased with their piece of the event. Biggest challenge about my job this go around is definitely the weather. We had a good bit of snow and ice and some cold rain as we were pulling all the steel out of the trailers. Other than that, it's just peachy. I think I enjoy most about the job just all the people I get to meet and all the relationships that are built throughout the event. It's good fun to work with a ton of different people and put on a great event that helps build the climbing community. I think a successful World Cup for me is when everybody seems pleased with their piece of the puzzle. Because I'm kind of the middleman on a number of pieces, it's kind of a job well done when everybody else is pleased. If I had to give some advice to people who are going to host a World Cup, I'd say the more planning and communication you can do on the front end, the better it is for everybody. If everybody has their ducks in a row, we're all cranking.
You can see there the mat's already been disassembled by, speak of the devil, Nick Smith. We just saw Nick talking then about what goes into organising a World Cup. And What does it mean to the USA to have the IFSC come here every year?
It's amazing. Like, I don't think the rest of the world really maybe understands how, like, this is such a big event for all of us. You have no idea how many people from all across the country come here just to watch one World Cup. It's the one we have. So it's great to see, like, many Americans and a bunch of new folks, because the GoPro Mountain Games, it doesn't just have climbing. It's got, dog events and, outdoor retailers, stuff like that. And some people are only here to go to those events. But then they walk through, they see the center of town, they see this wall, and they're like, what is this? Like, what are we in for? And they stick around, as you can see at the crowd. A lot of those people are climbers for sure, but there's a handful out there that this is their first climbing competition they've ever seen.
It's certainly an amazing event. If you ever do find yourself in Vail for the GoPro Mountain Games, check out the dog handling. That's my advice. Just watching Shauna Coxey's top on women's 3. And once again, got a very special guest, Alex Puccio. That was amazing to watch. It must have been a bit of an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, I was terrified a few times, and not because I was nervous. I was terrified of the actual moves on the boulder problems.
Is that because of your injuries, you mean?
Definitely partly because the injuries. I remember actually talking to Yanya and ISO earlier today, and we had a fun conversation. But I said it's funny watching like you and people like Brooke Rabitou and stuff, because you just go for it. And I mean, I think people like Shauna and myself are a little bit more calculated. I think she still goes for it more than I do, or more. Maybe she's just more good at the style than I am, better at the style. But I mean, once you've had injuries and big injuries, to me, it's not worth winning a World Cup to injure myself and take crazy falls. I mean, I followed the whole World Cup circuit, and watching some of the falls that Yanya takes, and she goes for it 100%. I'm like, whoa, that's terrifying. I mean, it's brave and awesome, but like, I don't know if I could do that.
But very slowly,
watching those kids.
But when you topped that last boulder, did you know you'd taken the lead? I mean, how aware were you of where you stood?
My guess right after I did it that, I mean, I was just having fun every time I topped a boulder, especially as something that I was scared of. Because my first time up it, I mean, I think people could tell that I bailed the first time I had a hand on it, and I looked at the ground. And then I got back up there and did it, and I knew I was in the lead, but I didn't feel like the boulder problem was that hard, maybe a little more tricky. And a lot of these competitors are so good at the tricky stuff that I was pretty sure they were going to do it. So I even said, I'm pretty sure I'll come in fourth. And I did.
And talk us through that flash of number 1. That was just unbelievable. You just walked out. Did the crowd help you get up it? I mean, you cruised it.
I think that one was more like real rock climbing. And that's what I'm good at. It's funny. I don't train this. Like, I don't have a training program. I climb mostly outside. I think that's why I still have a smile on my face. I don't, like, for me, coming into ISO for finals, I'm like, I already won for myself. And it's just the icing on the cake. If I keep on moving up, I just want to do each boulder and see how good I can do on each boulder. And but I think it was like fun to stand in front of my crowd, like home crowd, and hear them cheer. I actually teared up a little bit when I was standing out there. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope no one can tell.
Aww. But what are your plans now then? I mean, are we going to see you in more World Cups? What's the next year looking like?
Well, I'm going to do Munich. I'm going to do Arca Rockmaster and Adidas Rockstar, but I'm not going just for the comps. I'm going to go to Switzerland for a whole month as well to climb outside. And right now it's turning into park season, and this is how I can like justify or put it into lamer terms. If someone asked me what if you could do some goal, like big goal this year or next year, what would it be? And 5 years ago, I'd say maybe win the whole World Cup circuit. And now I'd rather climb B15 than win a World Cup circuit. And so that's the easiest way I can put it.
So the priority's shifted. Do you feel that's making the competitions in a strange way a bit easier for you?
Definitely. I mean, this is like I lost track, maybe 15th comp since my neck surgery, and I've won all of them but this one. And I just have fun now. And if I win, I win. Great. I know I'm strong enough, but I also know everyone else is strong enough too. So, and it comes down to the style of boulders. I mean, if they set every boulder like that first one, I would have been in luck. And sometimes they do more in like the American style when it's not World Cups. But I mean, I had fun and I like testing myself. And I definitely climb inside a little bit to practice more dynos when it gets closer to Munich. But I mean, just climbing outside, that's where I'm happiest.
Well, you look pretty happy on the stage today. We loved watching you, and it was great, especially the performance you put in. It's fantastic to watch. Can't wait for Munich.
Yeah, I'm thrilled too. So no more injuries, and I hope everyone. There's so many injuries from like people like this whole weekend that I hope everyone good health and luck, and especially with these crazy jumps. So.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Go enjoy the crowd. I think there's about 500 people that want your autograph.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks very much, Alex. It's something of a revolving door through the commentary box. But in all seriousness, amazing to have Alex Puccio back. Unlucky on such good form.
Yeah, no, she's rare form, and you know what? That was a great conversation you guys just had. I really admire that. She's really grown. As a climber, knows exactly what she wants to do, what she wants to accomplish, and like she said, it's all about coming out here and having as much fun as possible. She had a smile on her face the whole time. She got the crowd jazzed up. She's just all around great climber.
And we've got another great climber joining us. The revolving door continues. Today's winner, Shauna. Congratulations.
Hi, thank you very much.
I believe we're about to see a replay of your top of Boulder 4. When you came out, did you realise what the score was?
I had a little bit of an idea what the score was. I knew if I was in with a chance of winning, I had to do it quickly. And I knew some of the other girls had done it, so I knew it was possible, which was pretty exciting. And yeah, it was a really, really fun boulder to climb. But it was pretty slippery, as you can see. My hands keep slipping.
Just talk us through these moves. It's a rare opportunity to have you commentate on yourself.
Oh, definitely. It was pretty brutal, it was very physical boulder because you're on this massive cube volume in the middle of the wall just wrestling away, and then you get to a poised position where I'm about to hit here, and then I guess all the pressure builds at that point because you're right at the last move, and it's a bit. I was also curious as to whether I could stand up and just touch the bottom of the volume, but I thought I shouldn't be too cheeky and just jump.
Did it flash through your mind to have a go statically?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, when I was reading the block as well, I think it would go statically. I think it wouldn't be too difficult, but it would be a little bit more risky. So yeah, eventually I do jump. I'll just take my time to build up the confidence to go, and there you go.
You always seem to have a pretty special time here in Vail. It was clinching the overall title last year. It was winning this year. You always seem to have a good time.
I absolutely love it here in Vail. The crowd is just incredible, Everyone really gets behind all of the climbers, not just the Americans. And yeah, I mean, it's just so much fun being here. It's a really nice place to be, and yeah, I really like it here.
And are you planning to stay on now, or is it back home and get ready for Mumbai?
So I'll stay out here for about a week filming with Adidas and hanging out with some of the other Adidas athletes, which will be really fun, and then I'll go home for a couple of days before Vail. Before India.
Mumbai, yeah. It's only 2 weeks away. Well, we've just heard the MC getting fired up, and that means it's a podium, and that mean you're needed elsewhere. Thank you very much for your time, though, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. I should go, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen,
well done. I wouldn't want to be blamed for the podium ceremony going wrong.
No, that would probably be pretty bad.
So slightly chaotic end to our broadcast, but when you've got the opportunity to talk to all the main players,
you bring them in.
You can't turn it down, can you?
You flag them down, they got to sit down and answer some questions. The world wants to hear it.
Sean is very nonchalantly strolling over to the podium. I think she might get a hurry along in just a minute. Just introducing the dignitaries. It's Keenan in the snappy suit.
That's right.
Just walked off the shot. He's head of USA Climb. We've got Marcos Galaris there, the president of the IFSC, in the middle in the black jacket.
Our bronze medalist representing none other
Shauna is actually still just chewing the fat over here. It's men's podium first. Okay, she's got a few minutes.
Excellent.
So men's podium first. Yoshiyuki Ogata third, Ichi Narasaki in second, John Won-chon in first place. John Won-chon as animated as I've ever seen him, both in our interview and on the wall.
And grinning from ear to ear, man.
Come on, give him his sweet watch.
Yoshiyuki had an amazing semi-final, topped all 4 boulders, the only man to do so. Backs it up with a podium in the final.
got to dial it in here.
First World Cup podium for him. Previous best result was a 4th, and that was right here in Vail. Gets on well in the thin mountain air.
All right. I'm predicting maybe a little victory yell or like fist bump from John Wong.
Here's Meiichi Narasaki, brother of Tomoa. Extraordinarily different climbers, but looking equally successful. Only 18 years old, Meiichi claims a 2nd place here in Vail.
Awesome. None other.
And finally, taking his place on the top step, a well-earned victory. Was it ever in doubt after a couple of boulders? Jongwon Chon.
There we go.
Looks superb today. Over the moon with his win. It sounds, from what he was telling us, and what we heard from Kyra about his high altitude chamber, he really wanted this one, and he's got it. Gold medal round his neck. And a handshake from Marco Scolaris. The dream finish to his weekend here in Vail.
Signature tiger stripe, anesthesiology tape.
He is elated.
And here is the South Korean national anthem. Great win for Jongwon Chon. Brilliant performance in the final.
Yes, congratulations to him.
He's told us he didn't like slabs. The 2 in the final, he crushed them. And he wins. Happy man. 2-week break now, as we mentioned to Shauna Coxey before Mumbai. Don't forget the baseball cap.
All right. Fabulous effort.
Fist bumps all around. Now it'll be the turn of the women.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our female podium for the Vail IFSC Bouldering World Cup 2017 GoPro Mountain Games female competitor.
We'll go for the women. There's Miho Nanaka at the front. 4th, 3rd place in a row for her. Kinaguchi on the left. Shauna Coxey in the middle.
Coming in on the bronze medalist, representing none other than Team Japan, Miho Nanaka.
There's Miho, making a habit of 3rd this year. Looks absolutely delighted. Another podium for her. Won a couple of World Cups last year, Mumbai and Munich. Nothing yet this year. Consistency is often rewarded. So it's proving here.
That is right.
That's my favorite comment. Nice medal. All right, give it up for Miho.
Very happy Akira Noguchi there on the left. Briefly held the lead.
No surprises here. Team Japan.
Lead was changing hands all over the place.
Yeah, very, very close.
2nd place today. She has won in the past here in Colorado. It's a 2nd for her today. Climbed really, really well.
Yeah, very happy with her performance as well.
Yeah, I don't, thinking back on her performance over the final and the semis, don't really recall any mistakes.
No.
Very solid performance from an experienced competitor. And Shauna Coxey takes a position that is increasingly familiar to her. Another win to add to the list. She extends her lead in the overall standings. She claims a Vail World Cup win. It's been a perfect weekend in Colorado. Crowd enjoying that.
That's right.
She's presented with a very nice Tudor watch.
That is right.
And we hear the British national anthem. Nice final moment there, Akio, Shauna and Miho on the podium. Another win for Shauna. Amazing when you think where her shoulder injury in Munich last year, having another fantastic season. And so ends a wonderful weekend here in Colorado. Big thanks to Alana Yip, Percy Bishton, Kyra Condi and Ahmed Torre for their help with the broadcast. We're back in 2 weeks' time in Mumbai. Hope to see you then.